inked Folsom native Jordan Ford to a training camp deal. Jordan started 32 games for the Stockton Kings last season, averaging about 14 points a game and capped 50% from the field. Check out SactownSports.com for more on the Beam team before training camp jumps off. And congratulations to Brandon Aiyuk, who was crowned the NFC Offensive Player of the Week earlier today, following the 25-year-old's electrifying season debut against the Steelers last Sunday. Aiyuk racked up a career-high 129 yards on 8 receptions while pulling in 2 touchdown catches during Sunday's 37 victory. Sactown Sports is, of course, your new home for the 49ers and the 916. Listen along beginning with pregame coverage at noon this Sunday as the faithful head to SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. Now back to Whitey and Watkins.
They gonna take it for a W.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car. It's a show specifically for you, Sacramento. Whitey.
She got a new song out of this anyway. Hoops, I Did It Again. So that's right. Hello, is this on?
No, Watkins.
I'm sorry. I know I don't want to be the wet blanket on everybody.
It's Whitey and Watkins, and it starts.
Hurry up!
No.
It's a Wet Blanket Wednesday.
It is. Yeah.
Good warm-up.
Sorry.
Good.
My bad.
Great warm-up for you because your Vikings are playing tomorrow, and I just have a good feeling about how that's going to go. And I know that right now you're probably not feeling great about it.
Yeah.
And you've shared that.
Yeah.
But I think you're gonna be feeling a lot better after that game.
We'll see.
Tomorrow.
We'll see. I mean, it's it's a good opportunity. It's
there
always
you go.
That's what I'll say. It's a good opportunity to change a narrative because Kirk Cousins definitely has this narrative of not being able to show up for primetime football. The Vikings haven't really performed very well against the Eagles the past couple times they've played them. And it's a good opportunity for them to show that week 1 was nothing but a farce, and that the Eagles, who looked a little sketchy themselves in week 1, show that there might be some cracks in the armor there.
I think
just got to keep him upright.
if you're a 49er fan, you probably have to root for the Vikings in that game, right?
I think you
see
should.
The Eagles get knocked off.
Exactly. Yeah. If your main rival from this past season is looking like they, again, have some cracks in the armor, I think that's good for the Niners. And, I feel like the Eagles, talent for talent, are really the only team that stacks up with what San Francisco offers. So, if you're looking at the end of the season and it's San Francisco and Dallas, I feel like the Niners have proven to have Dallas's number 1 or 2 times.
I found myself last night missing football more than I thought. Here it was football. And then we got all day. We got Thursday football. We got Sunday football. They have Monday night football. And yesterday, I actually found myself, I was watching on NFL Network the replay of the Dolphins-Chargers game, which I don't normally do.
You really miss football. I mean, it was a great game to watch.
Yeah.
It was exciting, tons of points, tons of yards. So I don't blame you, but I feel that too. Like being back in the saddle for Sunday felt nice. It felt right. It felt like the world was kind of settling back into sports mode. And, I think I heard Jason say earlier that there's 19 days left in the baseball season.
Yeah.
Basketball, you were mentioning, they talked with Brendan Nunez earlier today. Feels like basketball is kind of getting back in the air again. So it feels like the sports season is starting to get into full swing.
And the football numbers have been huge, even larger than expected. Week 1, Bills Jets. And this speaks to how good for business Aaron Rodgers has been and how good for business he would have been this year.
Yeah.
Week 1, Bills Jets, 22.615 million average viewers. That, according to Pro Football Talk, surpasses the Brett Favre revenge game against the Packers. One of the highest rated Monday Night Football games since ESPN took over the package. It's a huge number for a modern Monday night game, even though you take into account that the Monday night game was also on ESPN2 and was also on ABC, but big numbers for that game.
Yeah, I mean, that's massive, and that's just I would say that's a typical weekend for the NFL, but even that's atypical. Like that's insane to have that many viewers. And you're
Thursday's
right,
numbers were very big also.
Yeah, but you're right to point out that that's pretty much a lot to do with the hype that was leading into that game, seeing Aaron Rodgers step on the field for the Jets the first time, and then I'm sure also the numbers spiked up in the moments immediately following Aaron Rodgers' injury. So I mean, it was a massive day for the NFL, and it's just proving that they're still the top dog, especially when it comes to TV ratings. Like year after year, it feels like 80% of the highest viewed television programs or broadcasts are NFL football games.
That's true. That said, here's an indicator of how much things have changed because people have more options. As I mentioned, Monday night, 22.6 million viewers. And that was like, whoa, that's a big number. 1990, December, the Giants played the 49ers on Monday Night Football. 41.5 million people watched.
Yeah, see, like that is so crazy to try and think about. And like you're saying,
So
like in today's
Monday.
era,
there's
just too many options. I mean, you can watch, there's so many different channels. I mean, I don't even know how many channels there were back then, but it's not anywhere near the options you have now, whether it be on cable or on, even YouTube, just so many different things that take our attention now. The fact that it's the biggest ESPN has ever had, and it's half what they were getting in 1990 it's crazy.
Yeah, 1990, people were saying, someday you'll watch the games on your computer. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Get out of here.
Go back in your spaceship, Mr.
Get out of
Future.
here. No way.
My wife today, she had on the Today Show. She watches that a lot. And it was interesting to me, anytime a sports story kind of overflows into a show like that.
Yeah.
It's interesting to just observe.
How they talk about it.
Aaron Rodgers, they're still talking about Aaron Rodgers and the injury. And
I guess
everything.
I shouldn't be surprised, but
I was a little surprised.
Yeah. What they say about just
the Achilles injury and what it means and what it means for his future.
Boy, there was a lot of hope for the New York Jets, wasn't there, this season? Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch football.
Yeah, exactly. Sad stuff. Here's Al with the weather. Yeah, it's just
exactly.
It's I mean it's not surprising. Yeah, I mean it's not. I shouldn't be surprised because I mean Aaron Rodgers, especially in New York, like you had to imagine just a level of excitement. And I've heard tons of not personally from Jets fans, but I've seen mass reaction on social media. All Jets fans. I mean it's so tough what they're going through right now. It feels like an entire fan base is just depressed about what's about to happen this year.
Well, one of the subplots of this whole thing was shot down today. No surprise. Yeah. But I know Stephen A was talking about it. I think on the TV shows, they figured we've got to talk about this as soon as we can, because by the end of today, we won't be able to talk about Tom Brady maybe going to the Jets.
Yeah.
So the Jets made a decision. They are not going to reach out to Tom Brady per a report, which tells me that through back channels, one way or the other, either they asked or he made it clear to them. It's like, you wouldn't want to come play for us, would you? No, he doesn't want to. Okay, then we're not going to ask him, right?
Yes.
So, we've decided we're not going to approach Tom Brady.
Exactly. It's one of those where they say no before you can even ask. And at what point do we stop talking about Tom Brady coming back to football? Like, is this it? Like, after this year, are we finally shutting things, like stopping to being like, oh, there's a quarterback job open there? I wonder, like, Tom Brady's 46 years old.
I mean, heaven forbid something happens to Mac Jones.
Oh, I mean, at that point, it's going to level 10
this year, next year, a little bit maybe if he doesn't play next year, which again he probably
47 years old.
Yeah, by the next year after that, it'd be just kind of a, hey, what about Tom Brady? That's funny.
There are quarterbacks who were literally born in the year 2000, and Tom Brady was born in 1977. And there are literally quarterbacks who were born in the year 2000. It's just crazy. It's just really I mean, I guess, the Jets they had a 39-year-old quarterback. So what's 46 at that point? But it's just crazy how I mean, that just speaks to Tom Brady's greatness. Not that he needed any other indications of how great he is, but it's just crazy that even still, I mean, today might be the last time we could do it, but even still, he's getting brought up in quarterback rumors.
I love this. We had, of course, the head of the Players Union coming out and saying, we really think all the fields should be grass, natural grass. Now, whether that contributed to this at all, I don't know. But still, okay, if they believe in that, it's a good opportunity to get that message out there again. Did you hear what Roger Goodell said to that?
No, what did he say?
He said some players prefer to play on artificial turf.
See, so I was thinking about this yesterday. The NFL has an obscene amount of money. Isn't the only reason why you have turf is essentially as like a cost, like it's better?
I believe so. And we'll talk more about that, but I think you're absolutely right. Because you guys tell me, you and Chris, aren't there European football teams that they have like for the World Cup, you have to have all natural sod, right?
Right. Yeah. And Chris, hasn't Messi been complaining about the turf here in America?
He has, but he has been playing on it. He has played a game on turf. But that's one of the
on
things
artificial turf here.
It's like And I've talked about this before. When you go and you take a tour of the stadium and they start talking about the grass, that's like a 10-minute talk on everything that goes into making the grass like pristine.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's anything like that here.
No, I mean, clearly, what's Messi's beef with the turf? Is it just like too slick, or is it like, I don't for this Aaron Rodgers, like,
I'm really not sure. I don't know like the difference between feel and that, but I think it's like different. I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There have been a lot of injuries on the turf there.
Yeah.
Artificial turf.
Yeah.
You know, there's turf is natural turf, artificial turf. There have been a lot of injuries on that turf. Some of them appear to be kind of non-contact injuries. But again, and that's fair. And if I was a player, I'd sure want to play on natural grass. Yeah. But it's hard for me watching that replay to conclude that, if it was a real grass field, he'd be fine. Right.
Well, and it's not like, it's not the end all be all solution. Like I remember the Washington Commanders when, they still play at that field, but a couple years ago when RG3 was their quarterback,
the mud and
it was because that field was so like, it wasn't well kept. And, that was a big talking point for a while, was just like how terrible those field conditions were. So I don't know, maybe there's that, but it's just strange to me that a corporation like the NFL can't afford.
I would say like it's tough to take care of something that 300-pounders are just going.
It's a good point.
Just destroying each other on for 60 minutes of play.
It's a good point.
Mm-hmm. Dwayne Baker on the chat. Superstars in the NFL need to stand up for natural grass if they want to change. That's the only thing that will change it.
Yeah.
That's what union members do. Yeah, the union, everybody has to get behind it with the union. Yeah. But at this point, I mean, unless they're not going to play games, the owners are going to say, okay, thanks. We understand.
Noted.
We're working on it. We're not going to do anything.
No, they're not going to do anything.
But I love that from Goodell.
Yeah.
Some players like playing on artificial turf. So what are we supposed to do?
Because, Roger Goodell's always asking all the players. He's like, how you doing, son? Yeah, season going well. Okay, good. They're taking care of you. How do you feel about the grass versus turf?
Yeah. Well, I have you here.
Yeah.
I'm keeping track of this.
Doing a survey, a league survey. Like, get out of here.
All right, coming up next, 49ers had a problem Sunday. It was actually a great problem to have. Trent Williams explains what it was next. It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. Yeah.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
At Boot Barn, we're driven by everything the cowboy boot stands for. The reliable communities of the West, the hardened values of the cowboy, and the unshakable spirit of all who lead a tenacious lifestyle. Justin Boots capture these Western ideals in every pair. Their handcrafted boots are an invitation into the continuing story of the West, open to all who dream of untamed lands and endless Western skies. Justin Boots at Boot Barn.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit KHTK.com.
Come out to the Marysville Stampede happening September 16th and 17th at Cotton Rosser Arena. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk.
So the Jets are not pursuing Tom Brady, and they're not going to pursue, I don't think they're going after Colin Kaepernick either, even though Colin Kaepernick, through his agents, has let it be known he'd be available.
Yeah, so they shut them both down, and I mean, they seem pretty locked in on Zach Wilson, so we'll see how long that lasts, but there's a couple options out there that they could go to, but it doesn't feel like any of them are really going to help the situation, so it'll be interesting. Did you see yesterday actually on ESPN, RG3 kind of just shot his shot and threw his name into that as well?
I've got to the point where no, what?
Yeah, he kind of threw his name into the Jets quarterback circle as well.
I was going to say, I find myself, if I see that he saw something, I just don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But then I didn't realize he'd said that.
He was on ESPN and he said, there's tons of guys like me and Colin Kaepernick and I don't think he threw Tom Brady in there, but there was another name he threw in there. And he's like, and we've expressed our interest in playing for the Jets, but they've already told guys like us that we'd just be too big of a distraction as a backup. And so, that's the only reason why guys like us can't find a spot in the league. And I was like, and like all of it's kind of became a meme because like all the people around him on the show are like, I don't know if you even reached out.
I remember watching him at Baylor, and I remember seeing him running across the field and thinking as I watched him, I've never seen a better college football player.
Yeah, he was ridiculous.
Ever.
I mean, because he really had like the arm and the leg combination where he was just out of control. I mean, the fact that it was an actual conversation of like who's more deserving to win the Heisman, him or Andrew Luck, and he actually won it. I mean, the fact that's crazy. I mean, Andrew Luck was viewed as like the best college prospect in sports since like Marino. And I mean, RG3 was every bit as good as every bit as good as him in college for sure.
I know that trade didn't work out, needless to say, for the Redskins and the Cowboys, the Rams, when they kind of trolled them by having all the players come out that when they played them, that they got with draft picks that they acquired in that trade. But I understand why Washington did that.
Absolutely. I mean, it wasn't hard to see how if this guy was going to turn out like it was going to be something special. And he was really good. I mean, his rookie season, he was really terrific. And I think it was in that first playoff game that he had that injury that we were just talking about. And that really derailed his career. And funny enough, I mean, they drafted Kirk Cousins in, I think, the third round that year as kind of a surprising security blanket. And that kind of is what started Kirk's incredibly strange, unique career that he's had. So it's really interesting. And I'm actually, it's crazy that him and Andrew Luck are both out of the league right now.
It is. It's going to be hard for Kyle Shanahan if Kirk Cousins is available this offseason. It is.
It is.
And I don't see how financially they won't be able to pursue him.
Yeah.
And I think unless Brock Purdy's continuing on this track, but even if Brock Purdy's great,
right?
I think Kyle's always had that soft spot in his heart for your guy, right?
I think so.
He's available. Why can't get him?
There's been a lot of really since Kyle has came to San Francisco, it's been people waiting for that marriage to just eventually happen.
Yeah.
And
what about this kid Mahomes? No,
it's fine. We're getting Kirk. Guys, you
Yeah.
guys don't get it. You're not seeing the vision. I don't know what you're not getting here. Kirk is the guy. Like it's crazy. And I completely agree. I mean, the Vikings don't seem to have many intentions of bringing him back. This is the first season he's had where he doesn't have any assurances for the following season in Minnesota. It'll be interesting. I mean, I think that the Vikings are ready to move into a new era, and it wouldn't surprise me, especially if the Niners fall short again this year. That I feel like that would give Kyle enough leeway to get his guy.
But if your team were to win a Super Bowl, this year, they'd have to bring him back. It was hard to say.
My team?
Yes.
My team.
If your team were to win a Super Bowl this year.
I thought you were
My team! Out your mouth!
I thought you were speaking from Kyle's perspective, as in like a team that actually had a chance to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, your
this
Vikings.
season.
If they won the Super Bowl, they'd have to keep Kirk Cousins, right? If he wanted to be there.
Maybe. We'll see. I think everybody's kind of done with each other in that relationship. So.
All right. So who's going to be next then?
I think they're gonna. I don't know. I think we'll see how bad this year goes.
Did you hear about the problem that Trent Williams had during the game? I know he had.
I did not.
He got the wind knocked out of him, but aside from that, Trent
is that
Williams,
what happened? The wind was knocked out because
he
it
looked
only
like
sat
what
out
did he
for
break a rib
plays.
and apparently got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, okay,
But
that's good.
Trent Williams also said he told the San Francisco Chronicle that he wanted the Steelers to get a first down. He said. At one point, he just kind of wanted them to get a first down. There were all those 3 and outs, and we kind of needed a break.
Oh my gosh. This is like, I don't think he's trying to be, but that's like borderline disrespectful to go out and say publicly. Like that's pretty much that's when you're getting pity from the other professional football team. Like that's not a spot where you want to be, where it's like, oh Yes, they got a first. Okay, cool. Thank God the other team is finally starting to do something.
He really did that when you're playing basketball at the gym and you're like, hey, someone's got to beat us, guys. We've been out here 4 games in a row.
Yeah. The 49ers' first 5 possessions lasted 7, 6, 7, 9, and 11 plays.
Jeez.
Yeah, they jumped out of that 20-0 lead. We all saw the graphic, which made its way through social media. At one point, total yards 99-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
they were at
like,
negative for a while, too.
Yeah. So he was just hoping, look, can they pick up a first down, just one first down so we can get a little rest.
Too many turnovers, guys. That's what Trent Williams is saying. He's like, you guys need to let them have the ball for a little because you're not thinking about the offense and how tired they're getting. I mean, yeah, that's a fantastic problem to have. But, Trent Williams is getting up there as well. So it's funny to hear the old guy in the room being like, I'm starting to get a little tired here.
That's obviously what the Rams will be trying to do to the 49ers this week.
Emphasis
keeping the
on
ball away from them. They had a lot of success doing that somehow against Seattle.
Well, right. Well,
week.
and Biederman said yesterday with us that the Seahawks defense just look terrible. Like as a whole, the Seahawks looked really bad. It'll be interesting to see how the Rams perform because it'll be a better indication of how good they are. Like, I mean, again, Seattle played really bad last week, but if the Rams put up another good performance this week against the Niners, after the showing that the Niners had in week 1, I think that would be a pretty good sign that this Rams team might be a little bit more scary than what everybody thought in the preseason.
Yep. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. If you want to text us or give us a call, like Dominique. Let's talk to Dominique here on Sactown Sports. D, what's up? Thanks for hanging on.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. The Rams and the Niners go back a long, long way. I'm going to date myself anyway. The 60s, when it was John Brody going up against Roman Gabriel, and this was pre-Candlestick. I remember as a little kid sitting in this place called Kezar Stadium in the middle of Golden Gate Park. And the Rams just owned the Niners in the 60s. Owned them.
Do you
and there was a game in 68.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Dominic, do you still feel like the rivalry is anything close to what it was back then in those 60s days?
Back then, it was a literal rivalry to the point where you thought you were watching gladiators. Their helmets came off. They held them by the face cages and hit each other in the head. I'm not kidding. Look it up on YouTube. It was bananas. It was absolutely crazy what they got away with back then. And it was definitely more of a rivalry then. And I'm not saying it's not a rivalry now. But if you look on YouTube, I think you can find some of the old games from like 63, 64 up to like 68.
Gotcha.
It was nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Thank you,
so
Dominic.
To watch.
Appreciate the call. And sounds like you're in the middle of the street. If you are, you might want to get out of it. Yeah. Get to the sidewalk, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, we appreciate it.
Sounded like he was in a wind tunnel or something, but I have not watched much 60s football, but it feels like especially after, meeting in the playoffs the last couple of years. I mean, feels like that rivalry starting to get to levels that Dominic is talking about.
There's definitely some real animosity between the two teams.
For sure.
And they have played some meaningful games in the last few years, but Dominic reminds me of those old days. The Rams used to have a guy named Deacon Jones who was an all-time great defensive end. And if one of the things you'll notice if you look at some of the YouTube, they had like their forearms would be wrapped.
Yes,
they would put like plaster casts on, and they were allowed to
just bang,
hit the offensive lineman in the head with casts on their forearms.
We need more of that. Like it looks so cool. Like I need the retro football aesthetic needs to come back. Like the guys with the massive neck rolls. The big clubs on their hand. Even like DBs would have clubs on their hand, and it's like it's gonna be kind of hard to catch the ball when you're just like, I don't know, trying to look like a seal or something out there. But yeah, I mean, I have like a very large respect for the old school aesthetic. Like I just love the tearaway jerseys, all that stuff. Like it'll look Earl Campbell would come out of the game. To Dominic's point, like looking like he was in a gladiator fight jersey, just half ripped off.
You ever
Pads are pretty
seen
much the only thing showing.
The old days, Larry Zonka had a helmet with like the traditional, like a quarterback face mask almost, but he had a U coming down from the top of his helmet right over his nose, and
like
it was
the
a metal
bridge of his nose.
U-bar. Yeah, and it wasn't the face mask.
Just to like protect his nose, maybe from being broken because he leads with his face. I mean, yeah. To say that the old school game is not how not how football is played today is a complete understatement. But I do have respect for the old school gear.
Yes, and it's nice to see the 49ers and the Rams really not like each other, but their fans are not living up to their side of the rivalry. Rams fans.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Especially we'll see how the Red Sea that shows up on Sunday. But yeah, it feels like there's definitely something there. I don't know if they're the Niners' biggest rivals right now, but it feels like they're definitely, somewhere in the top 3.
Coming up next, breaking news, not really. NFL owners are cheap. That story, or the latest on that ongoing story, is next with Watkins, Whitey, Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins, Sactown Sports. Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now. I want you to want me.
Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville presents Cheap Trick live Saturday, October 21st. Get your tickets now at goldcountrycasino.com. Cheap Trick, October 21st at 8 p.m.
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Must be 21 or older.
Dawn or dusk, I'm on the hunt. Skeeter here, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District, and I'm wearing Skeeter Vision, night vision goggles that light up skeeters at dawn or dusk like the 4th of July. Mosquito, 12 o'clock. Got him. So fight the bite by wearing long sleeves and pants at dawn or dusk when they're most active. Apply insect repellent and drain stagnant water. It's a breeding ground.
Dawn or dusk, the Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you to fight the bite. For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
The best cowboys and cowgirls in the country are coming to Marysville.
It must be rodeo time.
They're all coming for the Marysville Stampede PRCA Rodeo.
And we should be there too.
It's this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, at Cotton Russell Arena in Marysville.
Have they raised their prices?
No. Online tickets are good for Saturday or Sunday. Just $20 for adults and $10 for kids 4 to 12. The Marysville Stampede. It's this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Tickets on sale now at MarysvilleStampede.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Klein Tools are new at Lowe's, pros. Lowe's knows you want top brands and quality products, and Klein Tools delivers. Right now, get the Klein 3-piece Modbox mobile workstation for $319.94 and the Klein 5-piece cushion grip screwdriver set for just $34.97, both exclusively at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools, the highest quality tool brand at Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows tools, Lowe's knows pros.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines. Happy Hump Day. I'm Simone with your Sactown Sports headlines. After waiving centers Nerlens Noel and Neemias Queta, Sacramento Kings inked Folsom native Jordan Ford to a training camp deal. Jordan started 32 games for the Stockton Kings last season, averaging about 14 points a game and capped 50% from the field. Check out SactownSports.com for more on the Beam team before training camp jumps off. And congratulations to Brandon Aiyuk, who was crowned the NFC Offensive Player of the Week earlier today, following the 25-year-old's electrifying season debut against the Steelers last Sunday. Aiyuk racked up a career-high 129 yards on 8 receptions while pulling in 2 touchdown catches during Sunday's 37 victory. Sactown Sports is, of course, your new home for the 49ers in the 916. Listen along beginning with pregame coverage at noon this Sunday as the faithful head to SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. Now back to Whitey and Watkins.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
On Sactown Sports.
Coming to you via Folsom Lake Honda. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Whitey Gleason and Chris Watkins. And yes, I know we touched on this earlier, but the NFLPA, the National Football League Players Association, is calling for grass in all stadiums in the wake of Aaron Rodgers' torn Achilles tendon. Howell, who is the president of the Players Association. Let's see, I'll get his full name for you in just a second here. Pardon me. Lloyd Howell,
okay,
executive director.
I wonder if that's first or last name. Could be.
Lloyd Howell says moving all stadium fields to high-quality natural grass surfaces is the easiest decision the NFL can make. Players overwhelmingly prefer it, and the data is clear.
But Roger.
That grass is simply safer than artificial turf. It is an issue that has been near the top of the players' list during my team visits and one I have raised with the NFL. Roger Goodell today during an ESPN interview said, it's a complex issue. And he said, there are other players who like playing on a turf field because it's faster, so you've got mixed opinions. So
he just completely contradicted everything that he said. He was like, it's the easiest thing that the NFL could do. A lot of players like it. Roger says, it's actually pretty complex, and some players actually like turf. So...
Roger says,
your sources.
What we want to go is on science. And pardon me, but that's a little bit of an awkward sentence. What we want to go is on science.
Oh, you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We want to go on what's the best from an injury standpoint to prevent the injuries to give our players the best possible service to play. It's crystal clear. The owners could easily remedy this in a heartbeat, and it would cost them a significant amount of money, and they don't want to do it, and they don't have to, so they won't.
Yeah, they don't have. There you go. They don't have to, so they won't. Is pretty much the synopsis of what this story is going to become. But it would be pretty simple. Like, you would just have to hire a grounds crew, and obviously make those people full-time employees. And what is I don't know, it's probably 8 to 10 more employees to take care of a very important thing when it comes to the game. Seems like an easy decision to me.
Lloyd Howell said it makes no sense that stadiums can flip over to superior grass surfaces when the World Cup comes, or soccer clubs come to visit for exhibition games in the summer, but inferior artificial surfaces are acceptable for our own players. This is worth the investment, and it simply needs to change now. David Bakhtiari wrote on social media, congrats, NFL. How many more players have to get hurt on artificial turf? You care more about soccer players than us. And Roger,
that's a lot of facts.
Run a little interference for us. You got it, guys. Well, we don't really know. What we want to go on is science. And Some players like the artificial surface.
Some players.
So, thanks, Roger. Yeah, we're not doing anything.
He couldn't even say like most, just some, just like a couple players really enjoy turf. So we're going to keep it just because a couple of them, the quarterbacks, receivers, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, it does make people go fast. Like it makes you run faster. Sure. But isn't player safety? What happened to player safety being the NFL's number one concern?
MetLife is where the 49ers lost in the 2020 season, game 2. They lost Bosa and they lost Jimmy G, I think.
Yeah.
That stadium has kind of a reputation. Darius Slay said, MetLife, everybody knows about that GD stadium. They need to get real grass.
Right. And Levi's has real grass, doesn't it?
Yes, and they had issues for years about it being slippery.
Right.
But they haven't had an issue with guys getting hurt on it.
Right. And,
I think they've got that straightened out. Either that or everyone's just learned, don't talk about it anymore.
Yeah, and I don't think every new stadium uses turf. Like, I'm pretty sure the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken, they, have their turf outside and it, grows, and then they literally, sneak. I haven't seen it, but I've seen just, the conceptuals of it. And, they sneak it back underneath the stadium and then elevate it.
Years ago, we went down, I think it was with the station, we went to spring training, probably for the River Cats. And anyways, it was when the NCAA's either the regionals or the final, I think it's Final Four going on down there in Arizona and Glendale. So we went to watch the practice.
Yeah.
And then the coolest thing was, this is great. Where's the grass? So you go outside the stadium and you can see the grass field out there on this track.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to see them bring it in because they were getting ready for basketball.
Right.
But that just blows me away that they can do that. That is
you
so
can just
incredible.
literally take a football field and put
on
it
a
out
track.
there. Yeah. It's insane. I mean, it's just incredible. And I know I could imagine how that would be a headache to do. Again, you'd probably have to hire a decent amount of people just to be in charge of doing that. But to me, it just feels worth it. The NFL has so much, it's absurd how much money the NFL has and all of these organizations and franchises have. You can afford to do this for
Absolutely.
the betterment of your team, actually.
Especially for a league that still pretends to care about player safety.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it does feel like a really easy and obvious thing to do. And turf it's a cheaper fix. It's a cheaper alternative. You don't have to water it, obviously. You don't really have to maintain it much. You don't have to, continually, chalk the field or anything. But I don't again, they have so much money. It's just just get over it and do it.
If someone somehow can exert some legal pressure on them, then watch them dance. Because you remember when all the concussion,
right.
And I know it's a different deal, and concussions, it's there's a long history of this, and that's a real issue where this is more of a, hey, this is probably a real issue. But look what happened when the NFL became aware of all the lawsuits it was facing.
Right.
They changed the helmet rules. They changed the kickoff rules.
Yeah, they got those
bounty gate. They
now.
changed the playing rules.
Yeah.
They changed it all
to
try to cover their behinds.
It would be tough. I mean, unless it's like you said earlier, some non-contact injuries, it'd be tough to try and prove specifically.
Yeah, I think you're right.
No, we need to change from turf to grass because it directly impacted my injury and my future earnings and all that stuff. It'd be really tough to prove, but I do agree that that's probably the only way this happens, but it's unfortunate because it just feels like something that feels really obvious that they should do.
This is just a great example, though, of why a lot of us look at Roger Goodell and say, this guy's clueless.
Yeah.
But for the league, he's perfect.
Yeah.
Because he
just does what the owners want, and he doesn't care if he's criticized or anything like that. I think he makes $45 million a year to essentially just be a punching bag, and he's a great punching bag at that.
Well, some of us, especially those of us who are older, remember when commissioners at least pretended to have the interest of the game in mind.
Right.
It's like they're overseeing the game, caretakers of the game and the sport. And now it's like, no, commissioners,
no,
they're there to do the owner's
That's what
bidding.
competition committees are for. The competition committees are the ones who are meant to enforce, the betterment of the game. The commissioner, no, he's just working for the owners.
He
he's
works
just
for the owners. If he forgets that, he doesn't work for the owners anymore.
And that's why Rodgers had that job for so long. It's why he's been able to survive so many different scandals where he's just done what the people he represents have wanted him to do. And he's been great at it. He has been great at being their mouthpiece. And it might not be good for the public. The public might not like him, but that's not what he gets paid to do.
Now, one thing I've wondered about, and I in no way, shape, or form am I trying to make light of Aaron Rodgers' injury. It's obviously very unfortunate and it's sad for the league and all fans. But we know that Aaron Rodgers is he's a UFO believer, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now, he's been hurt, so he's not spending as much time practicing football. I'm wondering if he saw the UFO testimony and hearings in Mexico.
Yes.
Did you hear about this?
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay.
Did you see the images?
I
of said
did see the
aliens?
images.
Chris?
Yeah, we had this conversation earlier. I did see the images.
Chris and I did discuss this.
Yes.
Yeah. When I was
Are we
watching
believing that
today,
aliens are 3 feet tall?
I don't think.
Yeah, I'm watching that today, and they wheel out those bodies,
Those
and I
little
was like,
boxes.
let me see that.
Yeah.
I got to zoom in there.
Looked a little bit too much like how we would think an alien looks, huh?
It looked like some of like the extras they had from like the ET ride.
Yeah, it looks like something you'd buy at Pottery World.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, put one of those over there by the by the palm tree and another one by the fountain. Oh, it's really cute.
It did. It looked like it definitely looked like some movie prop, or so, something you would get from Pottery World is incredible. It didn't convince me. That's what I'd say. It's interesting that oh man, it's interesting that they're really trying to push it like that's
well, apparently, maybe
like
you
that's
guys,
real,
if you read
but
it, maybe you know more than I do.
I did not
Mexico
read it.
is having these hearings because they are considering declaring themselves the first like UFO friendly country in the world or something like that. There's some term that they want to adopt about, and it has to do with UFOs. So like they're having these hearings like, well, let's see.
Like, is this a good idea to
And this
do?
guy that brought those aliens out,
figurines.
2017, he was involved in a hoax where they brought out some aliens from Peru or whatever.
I think it also said that those had been like lying for like they're thousands of years old.
Yes,
like
yeah.
these aren't new.
They
like
didn't find them at a
just
crash
find
or anything.
them
They somehow found them in Peru.
and just have been sitting on them for years and just decided to.
And one of them had
present
eggs. I'm not kidding.
I
Just
heard
like-
they might be boat goals, Chris.
The boat ghouls.
So I'm just wondering
boat
if,
ghosts?
if Aaron Rodgers, if he's looking into that and watching that. Maybe
I'm
it's
sure
bringing
he
him
is.
some
Oh, I'm
comfort.
sure he's locked in. I'm even more confident that he wasn't initially out for the season, but when he heard about this, he was like, "Guys, I'm gonna be swamped."
I'm
Okay,
needed.
I could come back week 15, week 14, but yeah, I'm needed. Okay,
These are definitely made out of paper mache.
1,000%, 1,000%. And why are they like 2.5 feet tall? That was my. It's like
It was so much longer ago.
So
People
they'll
were
fit
forced
into
to-
the boxes because I got the boxes first. It's like, hey, we already got the boxes. Here's the alien. No, we need a shorter one.
Oh my
it's not gonna fit in the box.
After looking at that, I feel like we shouldn't be afraid of aliens. I feel like maybe they'll come to Earth and
They
then
should
we'll
be
use them as
terrified
like
of us.
pets. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. It would be like, oh, they're so cute. Wow, I have a Martian. Wow, that's so fun.
Yeah, I'm stomping one of these out.
Yeah. Yeah. If they come around me, I'm just it's kicking season.
Yeah, we should come up with names for the two that they showed today. Up next, the late career quarterback legend franchise shift. Who did it best? Our power rankings are next year. Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Whitey
and Watkins
on Sactown Sports. The 49ers head to LA to take on their longtime rival, the Rams.
Pre-game starts at noon with the kickoff at 1:05
On Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street. Right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get to Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton. See all our inventory and specials at AcuraofStockton.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court.
In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. CordellCordell.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Safe Credit Union is our local community-based financial partner, and they are committed to the well-being of their members. Jason Ross here, and we all work hard to reach our financial goals, and banking with Safe helps make that a reality. Because with Safe, you always get competitive rates on savings and loans so you can spend less and save more for your future. If you're not a member yet, give Safe a try and discover all that truly makes Safe one of the best credit unions in California. Join today at safecu.org/join. Safe Credit Union is insured by NCUA.
It's no secret to golf enthusiasts that Timber Creek and Sierra Pines in Roseville are one of the region's most unique and scenic places to enjoy a great game of golf. 27 holes, boundless options. Elevate your game on our newly renovated driving range, putting green, and chipping area. Whether you're aiming for fun, lower scores, or all-around growth, we've got you covered. Experience golfing dreams in Roseville and book your tee time at timbercreekgc.com. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, your ultimate golf haven.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring today.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to the newest technology with a low payment. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring today.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk.
I don't think that's very nice at all of Chris Watkins. He has a name for the two aliens, and I don't even know if we want to share it.
You don't want to?
You go ahead. It's your name.
I just, I was trying to think of things you would name an alien or a Martian, if you would. And
my space modulator.
Marvin seemed like a good one. And then I think there was two aliens found, right? So
right.
Marvin and Bagley. Seems like
nice. You got to let it go, man.
I'm the one who's got to let it go, but Chris is over here still spouting negative propaganda about Luka, even now that he's trimmed down and looking.
None of that matters
lovely
anymore, does it? It's just a joke.
You got sausage arms and cankles.
I think I don't think so. I mean, the Kings are finally winning, so I don't think there's, and Marvin's gone and he's not winning, so I think I think for the most part
It's all worked out.
kind of
somehow.
water under the bridge.
Mhm.
I think there's definitely a good portion of fans that will never get over it, because that's just kind of how sports fans are sometimes. They're like, oh, it's going to happen with, Trey Lance. Like, people are going to already saying, oh, the Niners could have had Justin Fields and could have had quarterback X and Y. Like, fans just hold on to that stuff sometimes. But I think for the most part, that's in the past. Like, I think it's more of just a joke now.
Yeah, I just think the fact that the Kings won with De'Aaron Fox and they're on an upward
On the up
trajectory
and up.
means that some of that other stuff's like, okay, we're where we wanted to be one way or the other.
Exactly.
So it worked out.
Yep. And that's why, I don't think anybody does really, but that's why the whole Sabonis versus Halliburton trade, who won, ultimately doesn't matter, because both sides are perfectly happy where they're at. So it's a pointless exercise to go back and forth and try and figure out who was right, who was wrong. And, it's just kind of a pointless exercise.
Speaking of being happy where you are, I was thinking about this. Aaron Rodgers hoping to go to the Jets late in his career.
Yeah.
And lead them to glory and have another, new chapter, exciting chapter of it to his illustrious career. So I was thinking about the quarterbacks who did that and for whom it worked. And I have a list here. Tell me what you think, if you would.
Okay.
This is top 6. There may be somebody I'm missing. Maybe you disagree with the order.
Okay.
I actually have number 6, a quarterback who went, he was one place, went to Super Bowl. Then he went to another team late in his career and actually played really well. Drew Bledsoe.
Oh, for the Bills?
Yeah. At age, he was 30, but he got forced out because they got another quarterback who was
Can't remember. Yeah.
but
That's
Drew
such a bad
Bledsoe,
move by them.
yeah, his first year in Buffalo, he threw for 4,300 yards and 24 touchdowns.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And what year was that too?
That was 2002.
Yeah. I mean, people were not throwing 4,000 yards like it's nothing like that. That's crazy, especially for those Bills teams. I don't remember them having many receiving targets. I remember like Lee Evans and, guys like that, but that's incredible.
Yeah. And I think they were 8-8 that year.
So he never had like much, title success or anything. Like, he didn't reach any, divisional
But did you
conference championships or anything?
2005, he played 16 games with the Cowboys and threw for 3,600 yards.
That sounds vaguely familiar. Like maybe right before
touches.
Tony Romo.
Yeah.
That sounds vaguely familiar, but
That's pretty
I mean,
good.
that's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a couple good seasons. And it does feel like in the NFL, like once you get replaced, you're done. Like you don't see a lot of guys like Carson Wentz. He didn't get replaced and then go somewhere else and figure it out later. Like usually when you're deemed no longer a starter, it's really tough to kind of get back in the good graces.
Do you want the whole list? And then
Give me
you
the whole list.
Okay, and I have 5 and 4. I think I would probably switch them now.
Okay.
But we'll see. The way I have it written down, 5, Kurt Warner, the great Rams quarterback, went to, remember he's with the Giants.
Yeah.
Kind of holding down the spot for Eli.
Yeah.
Then he went to Arizona. And
Oh,
then
right.
went to the Super Bowl.
I completely
Yeah.
forgot about that Arizona year.
Brett Favre,
Yes.
Packers, and he went to the Jets. Is like, then he went to your team.
Yeah.
And came within a heartbeat of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he just had to do anything but throw the ball, and the Vikings are in the Super Bowl that year, and he decided to throw it to the other team.
I honestly did not mean to drag it back.
No,
down.
that was one of the first times where the Vikings really hurt me, like really, really bad.
But I think I would switch those. I think I would put Favre 5 and Warner 4th because Warner went to the Super Bowl.
Sure.
Number 3, another Viking guy, Warren Moon.
Warren Moon, right?
He was like a machine.
He had a complete career resurgence almost
Yes.
with and Randall Cunningham as well. But yeah, that Warren Moon was fantastic.
Yeah, quarterbacks who made late career moves and made it work. Joe Montana too, who was very good with the Chiefs. Yeah, never got him to the Super Bowl. But
Didn't he make the Super Bowl? No,
he didn't get back to the Super Bowl. But,
Gotcha. He got really
NFC
close. Didn't
title
he? Yeah.
game, and then
yeah.
next year I think he lost in the wild card to Marino, and then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm done. And then number 1, Peyton Manning with the Broncos, and I'm not a big Peyton Manning guy,
Yeah.
but he won that Super Bowl at the end of his career, but also he got them to the Super Bowl after he first got there,
Mhm.
and he set the record for touchdown passes as a Bronco.
Yeah.
In a season with 55. So
pretty decent. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, the ending wasn't very good, and I think that's what kind of has soured people on Peyton Manning's Broncos experience. But that first year, he was really incredible. But once his neck went, I mean, he was terrible. Can I tell you a name that you forgot?
Yes.
Tom Brady.
Huh?
You know, that
Oh,
whole,
well,
like,
yeah.
that
That's
whole
right.
like
I
went
did.
to the Patriots. You know, had this the guy who Bill Belichick replaced, or Drew Bledsoe replaced, and then
Where
kinda
would we
won a
have to
Super
put
Bowl.
him?
He might have to
Second?
be number one. He might have to be number one.
Ahead of Peyton?
I mean, he also won a Super Bowl, just like Peyton did.
Right.
And when he retired, what was
you're
that?
right.
You did the list. Remember the other day you did top 5 or top 7 passing yards in the league? Was that last year?
Last year.
Tom Brady was number 3. Like, I think he's got to be.
You're right.
I think he's got to be number
don't know
1.
Why? I just, yeah.
I thought the whole point of the exercise was to get to Brady at 1.
I mean, he's just such an outlier.
I mean,
in
it
so many ways.
doesn't-
Obviously, it's an oversight.
Right.
But I never thought of him as those other guys. It's like, wow, this guy's barely hanging on.
Yeah.
Can he still do it?
And Tom just kept on flowing
Yes,
through.
you're right. Duh. So Brady won, then Peyton, then
Yeah.
Joe, Moon,
Yeah.
Warner, Favre, and I don't know about Bledsoe.
I mean, Bledsoe is impressive. I think there's like a separate category for that where he might be the lead of, like Jeff Garcia had those couple really good years with the Eagles.
True.
Really surprising. I think he had one with Tampa Bay too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a couple guys who I think fit in that Bledsoe category. And then, I mean, Geno Smith kind of to an extent, like, I mean, he
But
sucked
he wasn't.
and then
You're right, but I'm looking at guys that
who
were really
had
good
a
somewhere.
career and then kind of went somewhere else. And it could have been Phillip Rivers, could have been on that list,
Mhm.
It's just
If
if only the Niners
Yeah,
made
thank
it to
you.
the
Of
Super Bowl.
course, duh. Yeah, Tom Brady laps them all as
Laps them
usual.
all. Oh, how about in the chat here, CK Michael Vick, honorable mention. Had a night. I mean,
Definitely
for some difficult reasons, definitely had a level of comeback. Definitely had a late career resurgence, I guess.
Yes, I'm crossing. Sorry, Drew Bledsoe. I'm crossing him off the list.
Dwayne Baker has Jim Plunkett on there.
I thought of him.
Okay.
But he's not even a Hall of Famer.
That feels like that should be at least.
But he won. Yeah, he left 49ers and then he went to the Raiders, won 2 Super Bowls. Absolutely.
Right, there you go.
Absolutely. All right. Your list is better than mine. Thank you for the help. Coming up
List of
next
one.
year for the rest of the NFL, this is the scariest thing about the 2023 49ers. It's a number. We'll share that number with you next. Watkins, Whitey, Sactown Sports. Doo-dah, doo-dah.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life and your choices with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age, but there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Whether you're shopping for your favorite Honda online or in person, you'll see why Stockton Honda is the #1 Honda dealer in Northern California and why buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Visit in person or online at StocktonHonda.com, where your favorite Honda is ready for you.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I had terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
Come out to the Marysville Stampede happening September 16th and 17th at Cotton Rosser Arena. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
And it's swung on line to left center, base hit, and the A's have won it on a walk-off line drive, base hit to left center.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines. Happy Hump Day. I'm Simone with your Sactown Sports headlines. After waiving centers Nerlens Noel and Nehemias Queta, Sacramento Kings inked Folsom native Jordan Ford to a training camp deal. Jordan started 32 games for the Stockton Kings last season, averaging about 14 points a game and capped 50% from the field. Check out SactownSports.com for more on the Beam team before training camp jumps off. And congratulations to Brandon Aiyuk, who was crowned the NFC Offensive Player of the Week earlier today, following the 25-year-old's electrifying season debut against the Steelers last Sunday. Aiyuk racked up a career-high 129 yards on 8 receptions while pulling in 2 touchdown catches during Sunday's 37 victory. Sactown Sports is, of course, your new home for the 49ers in the 916. Listen along beginning with pregame coverage at noon this Sunday as the faithful head to SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. Now back to Whitey and Watkins.
Download the Sactown Sports app and listen to Whitey and Watkins on your smartphone.
Now that we have you back, we've lost Watkins, Chris Watkins, Whitey Gleason, and he's checking out a new, was it CBS Sports list of the top 100 NBA players, and he's not happy about it. And he's
This
checking
game
out
has an asterisk on it.
he's checked out of the program, at least for the short term.
Was that obvious that I just checked? Because I really did. I was in my head for a minute, really contemplating this. Okay, yeah. I guess you probably know what it looks like when I check out at this point, huh? It's just the CBS list I was talking about. Jason Ross brought it to our attention.
Bring your key to the office, Mr. Watkins.
I'm looking at this list of the top 100 players ranked by CBS.com. The fact that Malik Monk is not listed is when Jason first said it, I was like, yeah, that's not right. That doesn't make much sense to me. 100, Malik's definitely one of the best 100 players. And now that I'm looking at the list and actually seeing the individuals put in front of Malik Monk, I'm furious. I really am a lot more upset than what I thought. Just gonna go quickly through some of the names. Grant Williams, number 100. I mean, Malik is better than Grant Williams. Contavious Caldwell-Pope is 99. Bruce Brown, 98. Markelle Fultz is 96. Mike Conley's 91. Jalen Green is 89. Manuel Quickley's 88. Even Kevin Huerter's 87. Jaden McDaniels, 83. Devin Vassell, 82. Tobias Harris at 80, Nick Claxton 79.
Who wrote this?
That's what I'm let me see who wrote this. This is from Brad Botkin. Don't trust him. Brad Botkin. Don't trust your man, because Malik Monk is just, I would probably put him around there. 70, I said 79 is Nick Claxton, 78 is Tyler Hero. That's around where I would put Malik Monk. That feels about fine. It's Jeremy Grant at 77, Ayton at 76. So that feels like a better place to put him, but it's absurd to me that he's not put in at least in front of
Markelle Fultz, right? You said that. I didn't imagine that.
Fultz is number 96 on this list. So, even if he's not where I say he should be, he should at least be in the 95, 94 range. He's better than Markelle Fultz.
That's just factually and demonstrably wrong.
It is. I mean, there's not really much defense that you can have. Like Markelle Fultz is a fun story. It's fine. He still hasn't been able to put, like 70 games together in a season, but he's a fun story. It's a comeback
good for him.
He's not better than Malik Monk. He's just not. And, I'm seeing Jordan Poole's 93. You can maybe argue Jordan Poole's a little bit too low on that list, but guys like Mike Conley at 91, it's just absurd to me that Malik is getting disrespected like that. And even Keegan deserves to be somewhere in the 90s on this list. He had a fantastic rookie season. If you're going to put Jabari Smith at 92, who pretty much was incredibly unspectacular his entire rookie season and showed some flashes in summer league, like you got to include Keegan Murray on your list.
I understand why you're getting upset. And some of these things are so iffy. I'm trying not to care. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm trying to look at it and go, there's no reason to waste energy on it because it's just that dumb.
It's like a Bleacher Report
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it is. No, I completely agree. And I mean, I didn't hear about this list until Jason brought it up to us in the crosstalk, but I think what you just said is the sane thing to do, and I'm going to try and practice that. So let's just forget that this list exists. How about that? Because this is ridiculous.
So
Keegan's
26?
26, I believe. I think he said, is that a king? Let's see here. 26 is Zion Williamson.
So we've got Keegan's not in the top 100, and neither is Malik Monk, right?
Neither is Malik Monk.
Yeah,
No,
but
Keegan
Kevin Huerter is.
Kevin is at 87. Kevin Huerter's at 87. I believe Jason said that De'Aaron's at 19.
Dear Mr. Botkin.
Yes.
We
very much disagree with your list. The Domantas Sabonis is at number 34, sandwiched between James Harden and Kyrie Irving.
We know that the Kings play many games in the Pacific time zone so that they're on very late where you are.
Yeah.
And it's probably inconvenient
Yes.
for you to watch their games.
Yeah.
But watch a Kings game for once in your life.
Or just a basketball game in general, because Draymond Green is number 30.
Okay.
Can't keep getting away with it.
Draymond somehow after last season rose up 4 spots. He was number 34 in last year's ranking. He's now number 30. So according to Mr. Brian Botkin, Draymond Green had showed improvement last year. So
You weren't even looking at the basket.
it's the first time we've gotten to use that.
That's the other thing. Some of these lists, they're just designed to make people angry.
Yeah.
Because there's little things in there that they know are wrong.
Mission accomplished.
I'm not playing.
Mission accomplished. I think
Botkin, brah.
Yeah.
You're not getting me.
Mr. Botkin, I'm sorry.
Nice try, Mr. Botkin.
Not getting me here. I'm sorry.
He got you a little bit.
He did give me a little bit.
I said, as your friend, I got your back.
Yeah. Even Kevin Durant at number 5.
Number 5?
Number 5, Kevin Durant. Jimmy Butler, number 9.
Okay.
LeBron James, 12.
Is there anything in there about, is there anything about, well, these ratings are actually not based on what you think they are, but instead they're based on blah, blah, blah.
I
blah.
hope that this is just vibes. This is actually off of vibes, and it's just kind of how I feel about the dudes, the dudes being bros,
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, to be clear, a futures. Okay. So this is, to be clear, a futures post. These aren't based on past performances or career accomplishments. It's our staff's average rating of the top 100 players in the NBA based on how we see them performing this upcoming season.
Win by what?
That's why they have Wemba in
what?
there, and they have
who?
Scoot in
Win by
there.
Yaya.
Scoot is 97. I have not found Wemba who yet. Let's see.
I thought Emil said he was in there.
I see Chet Holmgren at 68.
Yeah. All right. That's fun. Good for you.
Is it fun? This doesn't feel fun. Is this compelling? Is it compelling?
Sarcastic.
Victor Wembanyama, 58.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Enough of this.
Here's a number for you.
Are out of control. Everyone knows that.
Here's a number for you. 42, as in 42 million, as in $42 million. And for all the things about the 49ers right now that would be daunting for other teams, that's got to be the scariest number, because that's how much room the 49ers have under the salary cap right now, so that if they decide, Colt McKivitz, or if heaven forbid somebody gets hurt, they can go out and seek a replacement with $42 million to work with.
It's got to be the most in the NFL, right? You said?
Yeah, I believe it is.
I would hope so. I mean, I would definitely hope so. That's an absurd amount of money. And
even after paying Bosa,
right?
And they do all the restructuring, which involved the payouts of a lot of upfront money,
right, guaranteed
which
money.
a lot of owners wouldn't do. Jed York did it, and here they are.
It's incredible. I mean, yeah, they've really put themselves in a position to where, we've been talking a lot about how it seems like the only thing that could possibly derail the 49ers is if they go through some catastrophic injury, but this is a great insurance policy for that. I mean, with $42 million, you can pretty much bring in anybody, which is insane to say when you're a team that has probably the best top-end skill players in the NFL, and then you have so many, you got Fred Warner, you got Nick Bosa, you've got just in general the defensive line that you do. It's a fantastic job by John Lynch and all the front office to be able to clear up that much money. Like, you can seriously bring in anybody with that kind of money.
It just speaks to me of how they being Lynch and Shanahan, they have learned from the past. They've come so close. And then last year and in previous years with the injuries, it's like, well, what can we do about that? What if that happens again?
Right.
Here's an idea.
Yeah.
Yesterday we had Chris Biederman on, and he was talking about how, in theory, they could go out and get Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah.
From Tampa Bay.
Totally.
And today, Tim Kawakami in the Athletic said the same thing. And he also compared where the 49ers are right now with this cap space to an NBA team that, come deadline time has so much cap space. They're able to say, all right, we will take this guy.
Right.
And to make it worth your while, we will also take a bad contract off your hands. They have that much cap room.
That's insane.
That's a reasonable option for them.
Yeah, I mean, and Emil, when I hosted with Emil on Friday, he mentioned, like, if the 49ers really wanted to just have an embarrassment of riches and go out and even, not even for health reasons, but just go out and flex and bring in a guy like Brian Burns or something, like, to just really make that defensive line insane. There's so many different things that they can do, and it's a great position to be in for a team that already is in such fantastic position right now. Like, they can go and make another Christian McCaffrey type move. Where
don't you think they learned from that?
Yes.
It's like, whoa,
it's
a little risky,
multiplier.
but man, did that make a difference for us?
Yeah, absolutely. It was one of those moves that, yes, it was good for acquiring the player, but it was also great because of everything else that it unlocked for that team. And yeah, I mean, they can go out and get another receiver. They can, I mean, the most sensible thing to do, I think, would be to bring in somebody on the right side of that offensive line. But I mean, the world is pretty much their oyster. And I mean, all they have to do is sit back and let the season play out to really determine what the biggest need is.
There's so many things that you obviously cannot control.
Yeah.
But all of the things that you can, they're doing everything they can to make sure they got a handle on it.
It's really, I mean, yeah. And it's crazy that, we might look back on the season if the Niners are hoisting that Lombardi trophy and say, like, just pretty much just how much they prepared themselves for all possible situations to go wrong, starting off with bringing in 4 quarterbacks and, just all of everything that is now available to them with this cap space. I mean, it's really impressive how they're preparing for this season.
Now, did you hear the complaint from any 49er fans Sunday? I saw some of it. I think even Carmichael Dave was one of the 49er fans complaining on social media about how long the starters were in. Did you see any of that?
I saw some of it.
Yeah. So why does Shanahan leave his starters in so long? 49er fans, remember why. We'll tell you why next here. Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Birdie back, now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Aiyuk is on fire!
Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted, ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner.
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
O'Reilly. Do you need new wiper blades but aren't sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you the best options for your specific vehicle and even install your new wipers for free. And right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades, plus get 2 times O-Rewards points. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
It's a new era in entertainment. Experience legendary performers like never before. All new and all incredible. This is the venue. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
On Sactown Sports.
Well, now, Chris Watkins, you got me checking out one of these stupid lists.
What do we learn?
I know. This is 33rd team week 2 quarterback power rankings, ranked by Derek Klassen.
Okay.
Power rankings, by the way, especially when it comes to team power rankings, they have standings. You go on the internet, or in the old days, the paper, and you can see who has the most wins.
Yeah.
And that's typically the better team.
Yep. It's really that simple.
So here I go.
Here you go.
Shame on me.
Put on your clown
Week 2
makeup.
quarterback power rankings: Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, Herbert, Burrow, Lawrence, Prescott, Stafford, Hurts, Smith, Cousins.
Is it Geno Smith?
Okay. He's 10th. Tua, Tannehill, 13. Russ, 14. Mac Jones, 15. Goff, 16. Daniel Jones, Carr, Love, Pickett, Garoppolo, Fields, Purdy, 23rd.
And he rose in that list, too. They've got a nice little upwards arrow for him, saying that apparently he was before that. Or he was even lower before that. I mean, this is ridiculous. I don't even know where to start with this. Like,
I'm sorry. I'm ashamed of myself for bringing it up.
Yeah, what did we just? We literally
just
went through this,
banging that around. And at first, I was like, I don't even know what this is. But there was so much. It was like, what? Oh, come on.
Yeah. How about starting with? I don't understand how Geno Smith is again another person who's on the up and up when he and Jalen Hurts and Kirk Cousins, as a matter of fact, all had terrible weeks, and they moved up in this power ranking somehow. Tua somehow didn't jump over Kirk. Like all of these guys, Tua had 450 yards passing. Still at number 12.
I watched some of that game again last night.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, this is.
Then I watched the Giants and the Guardians.
How'd that go?
Fine if you're a Guardians fan.
Yeah, it seems like it doesn't feel like the Giants wild card hopes are legitimate.
They're hanging on, but the thing is, now the wild card, it's like, it used to be it's late in the season in baseball, and you're trying to win the pennant.
Yeah.
So you can get into the World Series or the playoffs, and now it's like you're trying to be one of the 6 best teams in the league, and it just doesn't have the same cachet.
Yeah.
You want your team to be in the postseason, obviously.
Yeah.
But you're fighting it out for other teams that aren't really that good, and it's just not the same.
Yeah, it doesn't. It just doesn't realistically feel like if you sneak into that last wild card too, that you have a legitimate shot of winning. Like, there was always the hope of in baseball, you just kind of get in, you got to be hot at the right time, and then anything can happen.
And the Giants proved that, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It just feels, maybe it's more just specifically this Giants team. It just doesn't feel like there's any wind behind their wings right now. It just feels like they're sputtering into the end of this season.
By the way, speaking of baseball, real quick here,
and
we'll get to the 49ers and why they leave their starters in. This caught my eye. Ronald Acuna is incredible.
Yes, ridiculous.
And,
by the way, I saw Matt Olson yesterday, 51 home runs.
Yes.
Thanks, John Fisher.
And I believe this was the same game. Acuna hit his 37th home run.
Wow.
And then rounding first, he did wings. And then rounding third, I think it was, he did ice in his veins. And then he did like shivering, like, ooh,
he
ice
just
in
had
the
a
veins.
different celebration for each base he touched.
Yeah. And the manager of the Phillies, Rob Thompson, and that's not the guy that used to play for the Giants, he was on a radio appearance today, and he said, I like our guys to, and he doesn't talk that way, but I like our guys to act like they've been there before. And it's interesting because more and more, I think that's becoming accepted. So that's what really stood out is, whoa, people are still saying that in this day and age.
Yeah.
It was a 1-1 game. I think he tied it.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was, showing up the other team.
It wasn't
in a
17-4 or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's always the get off my lawn kind of response there. And it is surprising. I remember people used to say that about, people dancing in the end zone. It's like, oh, I remember my first touchdown or, act like you. I just wish people would act like they've been there before. And it's like, it's just missing the point. Like, I think nowadays, especially, it's just like baseball is kind of really encouraged all the bat flips and all the celebration.
To be honest, I used to be one of those people in baseball.
For sure.
Yeah. I realized, okay, that's the way the game is now, and it's cool. And as long as everybody's on board with it, it's not disrespectful.
I don't think so. Like, I mean,
I'm going to do it.
There's a line.
When you do it, you can do it.
There's definitely a line for sure. But I think for the most part, especially at the professional level, like, I mean, everybody, like, I don't think anybody's really showing anyone up. And like, you know, it's just, I think it's all in an effort to have fun. And like, as long as it stays fun, like, which baseball desperately needs, I think it's just funny to me. I mean, I'm not surprised that it still exists in baseball, but it's just funny to me that it still comes up.
Yeah. Good for the players. And that's hard to do what they've done.
Yeah.
Good for them for celebrating.
Right.
I think I've mentioned this before, but if you ever end up watching, and you have better things to do than this, Chris, but if you ever end up watching an old like World Series film from like the 60s or something, and they win the World Series and the players are like, good job. And they're hardly even excited.
Yeah.
You know, way
to
to go. And they're like embarrassed.
Because they know they have to go to their
steel worker job.
Their other job afterwards.
Right. I got to go sell cars tomorrow.
Man, I'm already losing money because I got to the World Series.
Let's go have a few beers. What are you,
Season's
crazy?
Over.
I got to work
full
tomorrow.
time now. Yeah. That didn't stop them. But
So good for them. All of them.
Absolutely. I mean, celebrate and go crazy. And I think it's good for the game of baseball. Like the Savannah Bananas are probably like the most entertaining baseball product.
It's a reminder,
there is right now.
like you said, it's a reminder that guess what? Baseball's fun.
Yeah,
it doesn't always look like it.
Did you see? It was maybe like a couple weeks ago. Like one of the Savannah Bananas went behind his back and like dribbled it on the dirt, caught it in his glove, and then threw somebody out at first.
I did not see
the
that.
Jason Williams of baseball.
It really was.
Was that when they were here?
No, I don't think so. It was maybe
very
like
recent.
a week or two after they were here. It was incredible. And I mean, it was one of those things where it was like, it felt like I just seen an alley-oop for the first time. I was like, can you do that? Like, I didn't even know that was in the physics of the game, that you could dribble the ball and still make it. It just,
and if that happened on Sunday night Night Baseball, how many people would just be losing their minds at that?
It would be insane. It would be a highlight shown forever. Like I remember.
I mean, the other way of you can't do that during a baseball game.
That's true. That like I mean, if somebody did it, it would be
you can't do
it. Literally would be like, how dare you show up, everybody, and like, why don't you just make the simple play? It's a routine out. Keep it routine.
Have you ever seen? I'm sure you have. You see a guy. He has the ball in his glove.
Yeah.
And then he ends up to save time, like flipping it
just flicking
without
it
ever grabbing it with his bare hand.
Yeah.
I
the
think I
Brandon
remember
Phillips.
the first time I ever saw somebody do that,
Yeah.
and I was like, what did he just do? And now guys, they see it. Oh yeah. And
right.
now
You
guys
go
do
between
it,
the legs now.
So good at it.
It's almost like they practice it like it's a drill or something.
Incredible.
It's incredible. To me, that's like that and like just bare hand and like either one of those two. It's just every time I see it, I'm like, that was sick. Like that just looks cool and looks like it's it's style, but it's also like level of difficulty is definitely increased.
Two things in sports that I think are way more difficult than anybody realizes unless you've done it. And they're very similar. One is catching a pop-up, like a major league pop-up.
Yeah, like tracking it and everything.
And and that's why you see guys spinning. And and the other one is catching a punt. I think I've mentioned that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That looks very easy.
Yeah.
But it's not very easy.
Right. Especially if you don't have the pre-knowledge of like how far to stand back or anything. If you're just like, okay, I'm going to kick it. You go to where you think I can kick it and then try and catch. Like that's
and then you
to try and track. Same thing. It's end over end, so it kind of goes further
that guy's
than
trying
you think.
to kill me.
That's another thing. Yeah. It still shocks me every time somebody doesn't just call fair catch because you're asking for it.
You're going to be fair catch Felix, huh?
Yes, absolutely. 10 out of 10 times. 10 out of 10 times. There's no way you're going to catch me sounding like Kirk Cousins with his ribs exploded. Absolutely not.
Well, a lot of people were surprised that the 49ers left their starters in as long as they did in their easy victory over the Steelers because they were afraid someone would be injured.
Right.
But as Matt Barris pointed out today in The Athletic, this goes back to, I'm sure you remember this if you're a 49er fan, 2021, the opener in Detroit, and the 49ers, remember that was when Jimmy led them downfield, and then they're in the red zone. Trey Lance comes in, and they score a touchdown, and Jimmy's looking around like, huh?
Yeah.
I think Mark Sanchez is doing the game going, hey, they can't do that. But anyway, the 49ers were ahead 38-7. Third quarter, they took all their big-name players out, took all the marquee players out, and then the line scored 23 straight points, and they barely won The 49ers barely won, and Kyle Shanahan has never pulled his starting crew early since that game.
Yeah, it's that fateful day. I mean, it's kind of very on brand. Like, again, they seem to really be traumatized by these things that happen, and they make it like a core staple of who they are.
Yeah, not doing that again.
It's fine. Like, again, it's a good way of risk management, but you're playing a risk. Like, you're kind of playing a game when you're going to keep your starters in for as long as what they did. I don't have too big of a problem with it, but whatever. It's one of those things that you're fine until the one time someone gets hurt, then you're going to catch a bunch of hell for it.
Have you ever heard his explanation for why he doesn't like to throw Hail Marys at the end of the first half?
Probably because the stats show that it's actually not that efficient of a play or something.
That may be, but what Kyle Shanahan says is his dad told him not to do that, because if you do that and say your quarterback, say he throws a pick, then the quarterback, that's in his mind. Then he throws another pick in the start third quarter. Then in his mind, I got 2 picks already, and he doesn't want to throw the ball. So
sure. I mean, I've never
thought
you
have
to know how crazy
you Mike told Kyle, just don't do it. And Kyle's like, yeah, so they don't do that. And that's why, because they don't want to get it in the quarterback's head if he throws a pick. Because quarterbacks are very delicate.
I mean, I guess like that.
Could you imagine telling that to Patrick Mahomes?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it depends on who your quarterback is. Like, I could see Kirk Cousins maybe thinking that way because, he is, a lot of his perception is kind of based on numbers. And if Kirk Cousins has 14 interceptions at the end of the season, then people are going to use that against him. But yeah, I need to stop using him as an example. But if Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen has 14
used to coach Kirk Cousins. I don't know when this all started, how far back it goes.
Maybe it goes back to Kirk.
Coming up next, we have the real reason behind one of week one's biggest upsets, and we're not coming after you on this.
It's okay.
It's an interesting story that we need to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah, next year, Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
And then I was selling pretzels out of a cart in San Francisco
really?
At the time.
Like the people who sell them at the arena or at the stadiums? Like, did you have like a holler?
Like a pretzel barker?
Pretzel! Something like that. I don't know.
How would that have gone again?
I don't want to do it in case Chris. I'm sure Chris already cut it. Actually, pretzel. God, I hate him so much.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Napa's best weekend is just around the corner. Experience the Fortinet Championship in style September 14th through 17th when you purchase a premium pass. Their premium pass offers a true VIP experience with double-deck viewing, all-inclusive wine and food, and Friday and Saturday concert tickets. See the Brothers Osborne with special guest Judah and the Lion and Stone Temple Pilots with Live. Hurry, tickets are going fast. Go to FortinetChampionship.com today.
Attention, all tool shoppers. Get ready for the biggest DeWalt sale event of the year at Fasteners Inc. Sacramento on Saturday, September 23rd. We're bringing you the best deals on DeWalt products you've ever seen for one day only, including impact drivers for $59, combo kits for as low as $179, and up to $2,000 off your order with instant cashback rewards. Again, that's Saturday, September 23rd only. Come on down and get better tools for better prices at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Find us at 6701 Power Inn Road and learn more at fastenersinc.net.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at Fire Wings with some bullet points for you to remember so you can be a professional fire wing eater. Like Wings Day Wednesday, 88-cent wings each and every Wednesday. 3 flavor lineup includes 7 classic wing flavors, 7 dry rub wing flavors, 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Go to firewings.com or download the app, find a location near you, order online, earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for all your favorite models at low prices and payments, plus low finance rates and 0 down deals with approved credit. Go see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia right here in Sacramento for over 20 years.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heating and Air. It's the end of summer blowout on all their systems. Right now, $2,500 off full systems, as low as $34 a week. And now American Energy Heating and Air offering a free Wi-Fi smart thermostat of your choice on high efficiency units. Look, The uncomfortable becomes comfortable with American Energy Heating and Air. They've been around since 1981, making the greater Sacramento area proud with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. And as always, their goal is to exceed your expectations, exceed them of the heating and air industry, valuing the customer experience and making your home comfortable. It's that simple. Go to American Energy Heating and Air and get yourself a free Wi-Fi smart thermostat of your choice on high efficiency units.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Summertime and River Cats baseball are the perfect pairing. The only thing missing is you. With weekly promotions, premium giveaway games, and unique theme nights, there's fun for everyone at Sutter Health Park. Stick around post-game every Friday and Saturday night as we light up the sky with the brightest fireworks in town. Visit rivercats.com to purchase tickets.
Come out to the Marysville Stampede happening September 16th and 17th at Cotton Rosser Arena. Get your tickets at marysvillestampede.com.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. Happy Hump Day. I'm Simone with your Sactown Sports headlines. After waiving centers Nerlens Noel and Neemias Queta, Sacramento Kings inked Folsom native Jordan Ford to a training camp deal. Jordan started 32 games for the Stockton Kings last season, averaging about 14 points a game and capped 50% from the field. Check out SactownSports.com for more on the Beam team before training camp jumps off. And congratulations to Brandon Aiyuk, who was crowned the NFC Offensive Player of the Week earlier today, following the 25-year-old's electrifying season debut against the Steelers last Sunday. Aiyuk racked up a career-high 129 yards on 8 receptions while pulling in 2 touchdown catches during Sunday's 37 victory. Sactown Sports is, of course, your new home for the 49ers in the 916. Listen along beginning with pregame coverage at noon this Sunday as the faithful head to SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. Now back to Whitey and Watkins.
On the YouTube chat here, we were just talking about celebrations in baseball. Now, some people still have an issue with some of the celebrations. We have this from Beeman. Sign a glove, throw it to the stands, flip off the other team, do a TikTok dance. I'm here for it.
Seems a little, some of those seem a little excessive, but
yeah, you flip off the other team. You're gonna get dotted, but the rest of it, we're having fun.
The TikTok dance, I'm not the biggest fan of. Like when you remember when Juju Smith-Schuster was like going to, the pregame, he was doing the dances on all the like midfield logos. That was kind of whack. I can't lie. That was kind of childish.
Now, he's probably talking about football, huh? I was thinking baseball, but you wouldn't sign your if you're a baseball player,
maybe
you wouldn't sign your glove and throw it in the
Actually, I haven't thought about that.
That's what I was thinking of, though.
Yeah, like do baseball players, do they usually probably go through like one glove a season, or do they probably keep them over year over year?
Yeah, that's like part of your body.
because you obviously want to have it worked in a good amount.
Especially if you have one that you like. It's like you don't even want people.
I guess you could maybe sign your batting glove or something, but yeah. I've never actually thought about that. That's interesting. But yeah, I'm for all of it. I think there's kind of this, the millennial era of people grew up playing video games like NFL Blitz and NFL Street and stuff. And a lot of that game is pretty much celebrating like all the celebrations of that are involved in the game. And, MLB Slugfest was a game that was, I don't know. I just think that there's a lot more people view sports more for fun and less for intense competition. And I think the more and more that leagues kind of lean into that, I think it's for the betterment of the league.
Players used to police some of that themselves, and now the rules are such that they can't.
Right.
I'm not saying that's good or bad, but for example, in baseball,
throw at somebody.
If somebody, if a pitcher didn't like where you were standing, or you hit a
it
home run,
be that simple too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you'd get they'd at least buzz the tower, and now a guy buzzes the tower. It's a warning. You do that again, and you're out of the game.
Right, and sometimes they're like, no, that was egregious, and we'll just throw you out without warning. Yeah, there's tons of different ways, and even charging the mound the other way, like people would charge the mound if you weren't happy with the pitch and all that stuff. It's probably good that it's out of the league. But
what do you think of Milano, the linebacker for Buffalo? He was penalized for intercepting a pass and then standing over Zach Wilson.
It was a pretty bad throw in Milano's defense. Like he did throw it right at him. So I would have been like, dude, did you mean to do that? Because you literally threw it right at me. That's not great. Like, it's it's whatever. I mean, he's not hurting him. He's not stepping on him or anything. It's one of those things that, if you're a fan of the Jets, it really upsets you. It's like, hey, he can't do that. But, at the end of the day, it's kind of harmless and it's just trash talk.
I may be overthinking it, but to me, the value in that is that you don't want to show, or at least I wouldn't want to show players at lower levels, high school and lower, that's what you do.
Yeah. That's very fair. Like, think about the kids. I mean, sure. I really do think
maybe that's an old-fashioned way to look at it, but I don't want to show Pop Warner kids that, you get in his face and embarrass him.
I definitely think it's an old-fashioned way of thinking, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad way of thinking. Like, that also is kind of a balancing act that I think a lot of leagues have to balance. And I do think that there is a level of respect for the game and for your opponent that sometimes is missing in the sake of entertainment. And, you definitely see it. Like, I mean, I don't know how many youth sporting events you go to, but kids are crazy, man. Kids will talk trash. They'll get in people's faces. They'll yell at referees. Like, definitely that stuff has impact. And, that's where, it's a debate as old as time. Charles Barkley, I'm not a role model. Like, it's a conversation that I think's always been in sports. And I think it's going to continue to do it because whether they think about it or not, like, they are, kids do watch them.
Yeah, you can be a role model. It's up to you if you want to be or not.
It really almost isn't up to you. Like, I mean, kids decide. Like, kids will love whoever, and it's not really up to the players if kids latch onto that. Like, kids will love Ja Morant. It's not up to Ja Morant if he wants to be influential. Kids have already decided that he is.
It's a good point. I just mean it's up to the player to decide if he wants to try to be a good example or not.
Good example. Absolutely.
Yeah,
for sure.
Charles Barkley feels like that's not my job.
Yeah,
okay,
it's not.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah. This was the choice of one of Baker Mayfield's teammates, and I don't think it was a wise choice. And again, I want to be careful about this story because it has to do with what happened to your Vikings.
It's okay.
Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. We have Baker Mayfield. First of all, Baker Mayfield was asked, how did you guys turn the game around? And he said that, we picked up the tempo, but his teammate, Rachaad White, said, no, this is what really happened. This is the real reason why our offense turned it around against the Vikings.
Like, Bake came in the locker room, literally at halftime, he said, I got it. Like, we got all these signals. Like, we in there talking like as an office. Like, I know all these signals. If they do this, they going into cover 2. They do this, they going into cover 3. Every time I alert this, they drop him, and they do this signal, they drop him back to this. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Because I know certain coverages, but I don't know a lot like that. But I would just listen to him. We just listened to him, and we just kind of understood.
So that's what happened.
I don't know if I believe
Baker Mayfield picked up all the Vikings defensive signals. And Rachaad White says, he explained them to us, and he had them.
I mean, this game has an asterisk on it. Sounds like cheating to me, He-Man. I don't really believe that, just for the sake of, the Vikings, I would have believed this last season. The Vikings had a really simple defense under Ed Donatel, and this offseason they switched to Brian Flores. And the thing about Flores' defenses are they're supposed to be highly complex and supposed to really confuse you where blitzes are coming from and where people are dropping into zone. So I have a tough time. Maybe he's just really familiar with it for some reason. I'm trying to think if Baker, he spent some time in Cleveland last year, but I don't think Flores was the DC in Pittsburgh while he was there. So maybe he just has a level of familiarity with that specific defense, but I have a tough time believing it because, literally the reason why the Vikings brought in Brian Flores was to complicate things on the defensive end.
I don't think he's bluffing or making it up, in my opinion, because it's so detailed what Rachaad White says. And he's talking about they're going into cover 2 if they do this. And, they're dropping back into this with this signal. And he said, and he goes through a few examples there. He doesn't get too specific. But you compare that to Patrick Peterson last week, who was clearly bluffing when he said, they've got some tells, and I'm going to intercept 2 passes. Because here's the thing.
Got 2 touchdowns thrown on him.
Yeah. Clearly he was bluffing because if you have a tell, you don't talk about it. And that's why if I'm Baker Mayfield and I read this, I'm going, why is he telling everyone that we have their signals?
Yeah, because guess what they're going to do? Change up their signals.
We don't have their signals anymore.
Exactly.
Einstein, thank you.
See, but you got to look at it from the other thinking of it because in the NFC South, they're going to be playing they're going to be playing against the Vikings. So you want them to change it up so they beat the teams in their division,
I
right?
guess. Yeah, I mean that's like really galaxy brain, but I mean it sounds. Hey,
I play
like
4D chess, Chris.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like Baker does too. So who knows? Maybe.
So you're saying you want to reveal it so that they'll change them so no other teams.
So the teams that are in their division lose to the Vikings.
Okay. That's. Sure. I mean, I'm willing to. If I'm supposed to believe that Baker Mayfield really diagnosed the Vikings defense like he's Peyton Manning, and that's the reason why the Vikings lost, then I guess Chris's logic is just as sound to me.
Chris,
which one?
Chris, it happened. Okay, we just need you to acknowledge that it happened, and we need you to be
okay with it. Yeah. It's not hard for me to believe that the Vikings defense was bad. They've been bad before, but I mean, sure, whatever. Maybe you know what I'm going to say? I'll spin this. Let me try a different take here. Let me bring this car back. Maybe it's just, it's early in the season. It's week 1. It's just simple defense still. Brian Flores' defense is so complex that you can't really get into like the nitty-gritty, the intricacies of the defense until you've been in it for a while. So yeah, maybe it is a simple defense in week 1. That's what I'm gonna go with. How about that? Does that still sound like I'm in denial?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, by the way, that NFC South, huh? Woo!
Stinker.
You look at points scored. Yeah. 4 teams. Falcons scored 24. Bucks scored 20. Saints scored 16, and all those teams won. And the Panthers scored 10. So in that division combined to score fewer points than the NFC East, even though the Giants got shut out.
I wonder if there's going to be a division that has more losses than the NFC South does wins. Because I'm really curious, like how bad that division's going to be.
Well, they do have to play, as you well know.
They have to play each other, right?
Twice,
and they're going to beat each other up. I'm sure. Like I think the Saints are the best team in that division, but I mean, I think Tampa Bay's defense is legit after watching them on Sunday.
I'm the Falcons, I'm feeling halfway decent about things right now, at least in terms of getting out of my division.
Sure. I mean, Desmond Ridder, I think threw for like 115 yards on, I think it was 15 of 18.
We're running the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know how you get excited about any of those teams. And Derek Carr had a really cool mic'd up moment. I don't know if you saw that, where he pretty much called the game-winning play. He was like, let's throw deep to Shaheed again. And then, I mean, that was really the play that sealed the game for him. I thought that was really cool. But I mean, that division it's really terrible. Mm-hmm. It's really bad.
Somebody's got to win it.
Somebody.
Coming up next, there are a lot more Patriot fans around here today. We'll tell you why next on Whitey and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other times, whether it's injuries, matchups, we've got to have some variety on the bench for coach to point to and say, go in there and help us win.
Tune into every Kings game this season
on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear tonight with overnight lows dropping down to around 60. Tomorrow will be sunny and warm with a high of 95. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Safe Credit Union is our local community-based financial partner, and they are committed to the well-being of their members. Jason Ross here, and we all work hard to reach our financial goals, and banking with Safe helps make that a reality. Because with Safe, you always get competitive rates on savings and loans, so you can spend less and save more for your future. If you're not a member yet, give Safe a try and discover all that truly makes Safe one of the best credit unions in California. Join today at safecu.org/join. Safe Credit Union is insured by NCUA.
Like any good agent, we're here for the open house, for the closing,
for handing over keys. But because we're realtors, we're here for so much more. Agents who are realtors volunteer at nearly 3 times the national average. We're working to broaden access to credit, increase affordable housing supply, and ensure fair housing for all. And realtors are bound by a code of ethics. We're here for it all. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey guys, do you know what makes Revive Men's Health Sacramento different? You. Every Revive treatment and medication is personalized just for you. Revive has the experts that guys go to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their daily performance. Since 2011, they've helped thousands of local men suffering with the symptoms of low T and ED. Their goal is simple: to get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. Your best performance requires more than generic ED medications or a low-dose testosterone booster at a low-ball price like you find online. Revive medications are custom compounded, affordable, and guaranteed to resolve your issues. Stop dealing with the symptoms of low T or ED. Book your free T-check and exam and save $199 today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit us at ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk.
Coming to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Whitey Gleason, Chris Watkins. You know, I just don't know what to believe anymore, Chris. And I'd heard that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, you know, they were dating after Travis Kelce had tried to meet her backstage at one of her shows and he wasn't able to. But Travis Kelce, let's see here, a source tells Entertainment Tonight, and I can't think of a better source, frankly. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are not officially dating. So
yeah, I didn't believe this for a second. I just didn't.
Oh, Ed Sheeran was on my mind.
I hate you. I hate you. I just didn't think it was going to be a thing. You know, it just doesn't seem like. Feels like Travis is a little bit, I shouldn't say too big for Taylor, because I guess she's dated some pretty notorious men, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a relationship that I wouldn't have picked them together.
Yeah, well, you just got that sense. You're the source. I said, I don't know who to believe. I need to believe you when we get these stories.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Celebrity dating.
Because you just have that sense of, yep.
Is Simone back there? Simone is like an
She just stepped out, and I don't know why, because this is set up completely
this is
for
literally for Simone, and I have so many questions for Simone.
To be fair, she's probably listening on the hallway and she's sprinting
over here
back
right
to
No
Bacon.
worries. I mean, it's not like this story's going away anytime soon.
I
Am
literally
right?
hear her stomping over here. There she is. Simone.
Yes, what was the question? I'm so out of breath. I heard it and everyone's so mad at me. Okay, what was the question?
Did you hear about this Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift potentially dating?
Yeah, did I believe it?
Yes.
I don't think she would take him on, as unbelievable as that sounds.
That's exactly how I feel.
She's the bigger star.
Oh, 100%.
Like, not even close.
Yeah, not even close.
She's not making a friendship bracelet with her number on it to throw at Travis Kelce at a Chiefs game.
Yeah, that's the thing. She probably is like, ugh, he's a fan. Like, I don't think.
No, she's probably like, ugh, he's a tight end. I'm going to need at least a quarterback.
Yeah.
Do you think he's at least on her fantasy team?
Probably not.
She's obviously on his fantasy team. But
Yeah,
that's a
she's
different.
big time.
Yeah.
Probably not. Like, Taylor seems like she would be a late tight end kind of gal.
Like a Hawkinson.
Yeah, Hawkinson, maybe Goddard, Everybody always tries to pick up, Mark Andrews and Kelsey so early, not T Swift.
That's a good point.
She's a vet. She knows her way around a fantasy league or two. So she probably
Gotcha.
waited a little bit, was going for
Gotcha.
more of the value guys,
Do you know any people around here who are Patriots fans? Anybody in the
I
area?
used to, yeah. There used to be one pretty prominent one. But yeah, no, not anymore.
I do know one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering if there are going to be more now because Ian Book from Oak Ridge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a member of
yeah.
the practice squad of the New England Patriots.
I mean, that's crazy. I think that's Sacramento's. I can't think of any other quarterbacks that have been from Sacramento area that have gotten drafted. I mean, that's cool for Ian
Jake
Book.
Browning, did he go anywhere?
Oh yeah, Jake Browning. He was from Folsom. He was Joe Burrow's backup. I don't know if he still is. I don't think he still is, but I know he's still around. I want to say he's with the Giants now, but Jake Browning was.
Who was
I
the
thought he was gonna
Jesuit
be the
quarterback
truth.
that Gio Carmazzi?
Yes, yeah, the Carmazis, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the UC Davis quarterback too, wasn't he?
JT
from
O'Sullivan,
JT
Ken O'Brien.
Ken O'Brien, yes,
Yes.
Ken O'Brien was who I was thinking.
Jake
of. Yeah,
Browning is on the Bengals practice squad.
Is he really? Okay.
Oh, wait,
shout out.
no, he was on the Vikings. It says
He
Bengals.
was on the Vikings, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Looks like he's on the roster for the Bengals.
wow, shout out Jake Browning, who I still believe, I could be wrong, but he had the California record for yards and touchdowns in high school.
Browning entered the game the final minutes of the fourth quarter in week 1 against the Cleveland Browns, failing to complete his only pass attempt.
Oh, he almost had as many yards as Joe Burrow in that game.
So that was a
82
busy
more.
day for Ian Book because I believe
Yeah.
he worked out with
Right,
the
Peterman said
49ers.
that, yeah.
And then the Patriots signed him to the practice squad.
Yeah,
So
I mean that's awesome, and yeah,
It
I'm
is.
sure there's a couple more Patriot fans because of it now. And he went to, I believe he was a Notre Dame quarterback too, wasn't he?
Yes, sir.
I think so. So yeah, I mean that's great for him, but it's speaking more to like
El Dorado
Sacramento's
Hills,
talent.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean Folsom and all those. That's Folsom. I was looking at a list of all the Sacramento athletes in the NFL right now, and there's an astounding amount of kids who are just from Folsom. I mean, you mentioned the Bengals and them having Jake Browning. Their starting left tackle Jonah Williams, who also went to Alabama, was a 4-year starter at Alabama, as a matter of fact. He's from Folsom as well, went to Folsom High, played with Jake Browning. There's a couple more. Shaq Thompson, of course, on the Carolina Panthers. He's been there for a really long time. He went to Grant. He's from Sacramento. Eric Armstead, of course, went to Pleasant Grove. He's still been representing the Niners.
Mhm.
I think you told me earlier he's the longest tenured 49er right now. I believe at 9 years.
Yes, I believe that's true.
I mean, that's incredible.
It
I mean,
is.
I Eric was somebody who I played I grew up around the Pleasant Grove High School, and I played Pee Wee there for 1 year. And
You
I
played
just
against
remember,
him?
No, not against
Oh.
him, in the Pleasant Grove system. I think it was literally as he went to high school.
You
I
should
was
just say you
in
played
the pro-
against him.
Sure, why not? Yeah, I was going against Eric Armstead almost daily. And, some say that, I really was the one who made him believe he could go to the NFL. Because when he was going against me every day, he was like, wow, if I can go against Chris like this every day, then, the NFL is definitely
If I
in
can
my
get around the
future.
wet blanket, as they call him, because
Just all encapsulating,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like a weighted blanket. Yeah, it's hard to get up. Yeah, I mean, everybody was talking about it. everybody would talk about Eric Armstead and just how ridiculous he was. And obviously his brother as well went to USC. His dad has been coaching, I believe, the Oakland Soldiers AAU team for a while, and that's produced tons of NBA players. Phenomenal. Yeah, he's working out Gabe Vincent even still today. So, I mean, yeah, just the local talent here is great. And then, of course, Jordan Ford, who just signed a contract with the Kings. I think it's just been a training camp invite so far, but we assume that's going to go.
We saw that coming in
contract.
Summer League, though. He's going to be on the team one way or the other.
Yeah, and he was fantastic to watch at Folsom. And, it's just Sacramento. It's crazy to see how many athletes are coming out of here these days.
It used to be a big baseball town. It still is, but now other sports as well.
Reese Hoskins, man. Absolutely. We still got a couple kids kicking up there in baseball, but, it feels like football is definitely Sacramento is really becoming a good pipeline for football, which I did not see coming.
Speaking of fans and wondering about Patriot fans now with Ian Book on the Patriots practice squad, years ago I did something for a radio station at Buns and Company, which unfortunately is no longer there, but it was a
Buns and Co.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a Sunday night game and the Patriots playing. There was a ton of Patriot fans there. So I know there are a lot of Patriot fans, but aren't there still a ton of Viking fans in the area?
Yes.
Aren't there places where you could go to watch a game where you know there are going to be a lot of Viking fans?
I haven't looked it up yet, but there's definitely a ton of
Vikings, Steelers still.
Steelers, even Eagles. I've seen a couple Eagles bars around here. Of course, like
they
Cowboys,
ruined
Steelers.
the Limelight.
That's exactly
that
right.
used to be my spot. Yeah.
That's now an Eagles.
It was
bar.
it's like a bar of locusts now. They all just jump on it.
Gross.
Limelight's a wonderful establishment, but
Oh, I love the Limelight. That's my favorite spot, except on Sundays.
Sundays, but I mean, there's tons of. That's why, like, Sacramento, I don't like. Yes, there's tons of Niner fans here. There's also a really big handful of Raider fans as well, but it's a transplant town, and I think the football scene really does personify that. Like, you can, if you were to knock on 10 different households, I really think you would find 6 or 7 different fandoms. Like, I
think if I was a Browns fan, and I'm not, do you think if there's a Browns fan, there's like, oh yeah, go here, so and so on Sundays, all the Browns fans in Sacramento
probably
gather?
Not Browns. Like, there's probably a handful of teams that just don't have that much spread, and I feel like the Browns, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and like, I haven't met many Titans. We've done this exercise before, but like, I don't think there's many Titans fans, strolling around Sacramento.
All right, hang on. I know we got some people on the line there. Hang on, if you could, please. We appreciate it. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Coming up next, an unexpected Cowboy compliment for Brock Purdy. What's that about? It's next year. Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins. Sactown Sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Who do they decide on for the Super Bowl?
What do you mean, halftime act?
Yeah. I know that Taylor Swift.
Yeah, turned him down, right?
At what point do people turn on Taylor Swift and be like, why don't you lower your prices? And I understand the whole Ticketmaster thing, but what about the merch? Like, legit, do you have to make $1 billion? Could you make 500 million be? Could you?
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on Sactown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Love wings, but think they're not spicy enough? Twin Peaks is launching a new wing sauce just for you. Have your wing sauced and tossed in their hottest wing sauce yet. Can you handle the heat?
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. Well, A's catcher Shea Langoliers has had a pretty remarkable year. He's been behind the plate as the A's primary catcher for a team that has employed 39 pitchers. And offensively, as he approaches 20 home runs, he's closing in on some of the best figures for a catcher in A's history. Ramon Hernandez had 21 homers back in 2003. The gold standard, Terry Steinbach, 35 in 96. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Everyone knows Elk Grove Kia is home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new Kia. But did you also know that Elk Grove Kia is your one-stop place for used cars? I'm talking over 300 used cars available. With Kia's certified program, with its 165-point quality assurance inspection, we know peace of mind on used cars is important. And that's why we also offer extended service agreements on all our used makes and models. Most prices are under Kelley Blue Book retail. New car protection at used car prices. From used sports cars to used delivery vans, we got them all at Elk Grove Kia. And our financing folks have over 100 years of combined experience. So we approve just about everyone. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. And Elk Grove Kia is proud of our don't like it, bring it back guarantee for up to 3 days or 150 miles, no questions asked. Why would you buy your used car anywhere else? So check us out online at elkgrovekia.com today.
Turn your highway into a smile way. Elk Grove Kia.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Happy Hump Day. I'm Simone with your Sactown Sports headlines. After waiving centers Nerlens Noel and Neemias Queta, Sacramento Kings inked Folsom native Jordan Ford to a training camp deal. Jordan started 32 games for the Stockton Kings last season, averaging about 14 points a game and capped 50% from the field. Check out SactownSports.com for more on the Beam team before training camp jumps off. And congratulations to Brandon Aiyuk, who was crowned the NFC Offensive Player of the Week earlier today, following the 25-year-old's electrifying season debut against the Steelers last Sunday. Aiyuk racked up a career-high 129 yards on 8 receptions while pulling in 2 touchdown catches during Sunday's 37 victory. Sactown Sports is, of course, your new home for the 49ers in the 916. Listen along beginning with pregame coverage at noon this Sunday as the faithful head to SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. Now back to Whitey and Watkins.
Download the Sactown Sports app and listen to Whitey and Watkins on your smartphone.
Cowboy had some nice things to say about Brock Purdy, believe it or not. Before we get to that, hey, I know we're talking about the Giants today. Chris Watkins, look at the Giants.
Yeah, exciting.
Kyle Harrison gives up 4 in the first. The Giants come back and win.
I was
and
just crapping on them
extras.
too. I know. I was just saying they're like sputtering off into the off season.
Oh, don't think they weren't listening.
Sounds like it. 5-1 in this little homestand here, and
You know the key to that homestand?
what's that?
They played the Rockies and they played the Guardians.
Hey man, you just
And
play
they
who's in
took
front of you.
advantage.
You just play who's in front of you. I mean, they've played worse teams before. I mean, it wasn't too long ago where we were talking about that weekend sweep of the A's, that two-game matchup with them. Like, you gotta, just because you play easy opponents doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to beat them all the time. So it's encouraging. 5-1 in this homestand, and now they go. I believe I saw Tim Kawakami say 11-game road trip heading here for the Giants, where they're going to face some good divisional competition. I believe they play the Rockies and the Dodgers in this stand. So it's Colorado, Arizona, and then LA.
Oh, the Arizona. Yeah, those are big games, obviously.
Big
the
game.
Giants with 3 in the 8th today, and then walking it off in the 10th. You said it was Lamont Wade.
Yeah, had a nice little
Late
sacrifice
night
fly.
or late afternoon Lamont. So
Yeah.
the Giants win 75-71, and that leaves them as we speak here, according to MLB.com right now, 1 game out of the 3rd wild card.
Right.
Currently held by Arizona, and the Mets are just going to get going here in a little bit.
Right. So as you mentioned too, I mean, that Arizona series is going to be huge. It's going to be really big if the Giants can pick up a couple games there. Obviously, those wins almost kind of count as double because of their wins for you and losses for the team up there.
Mhm.
So really big series coming up.
Bit of a jumble. Philadelphia, number 1 in the wild card,
Yeah.
then the Cubs, and then Arizona. So Cincinnati and the Giants are right behind Arizona. They're tied 1 game out. Then Miami's in there at 74-71.
Woo.
And so they're a game and a half.
Exciting
Half game
stuff.
behind the Giants. So crazy
Exciting
jumble
stuff.
there.
This is what baseball wanted, right? By adding in an extra
Sure.
wild card. Like this is kind of this is meant to be exciting for baseball.
That's
So,
the idea.
We'll see. We'll see how it ends up closing out. But,
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Let's talk to Joe here on Sactown Sports. Joe, thanks for hanging on. You're on with Whitey and Watkins. What's up?
What's up, guys? Whitey, welcome back, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Glad you're back on the air. Watkins, thanks for making Armstead the man that he is, I guess.
Absolutely. Anytime. Anytime.
Hey, but every time me and friends or anybody has a conversation about Sacramento football players, my man Malcolm Floyd for the San Diego Chargers, he never gets no play. Not the one, his older brother's name was Malcolm Floyd. He played for the Oilers, but his younger brother, Malcolm Floyd, from Wyoming, he went to River City High School in West Sac. And I just think, yes, sir. It wasn't a great high school football team, but hey, somebody made it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nice, Joe. Thank you. We appreciate that. Do you want to talk to JR after what he did to you yesterday?
Did he win caller of the day
Yes,
yesterday
he
or call
did.
of the day? Okay, then I think we
Yes.
got to give it
Here's yesterday's caller of the day, JR. Hello, JR.
Hey, happy National Peanut Day, boys.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Splendid.
Yeah, I've been wearing my leather helmet around as the caller of the day from yesterday. Getting some looks. I'm also wearing a mask, so it works out well.
Good.
Hey, don't be cursing my Giants. Okay, you two talking about them. I don't do that. I was going to say the best thing we could do is play the Padres that one series about 2 weeks ago, and then they friggin' lost 3-4.
Hey, speaking of National Peanut Day, Kyle Harrison got shelled in the first inning.
Whitey, such a good Vallejo comic. The kid from Vallejo.
Well, what can we do for you?
Well, 2010, you remember when they were the last wild card in? You know what happened in 2010, right? You guys have memory, right? Okay, that's good. Yeah. Why you want to mess with Eric Armstead? So, as you know, caller by day, coach at night.
Yeah.
I coached that, 8th grade team when we won the junior midget champion. I don't remember seeing a Watkins out there, the blanket, as they referred to him, laying on the ground. But
That's what they
my
say,
son-
coaches. How are we going to get to the quarterback? Think of that blanket over there. It's like, wow, we're just going to have to
blanket.
attack the other side. Yeah.
Yep.
And he would dump the whole Gatorade on him and then go out there and they look at the wet blanket and they got him covered, right?
Yep.
But you know what, though? If you would have kept pursuing your career, Watkins, you easily could start for the Vikings on the offensive line.
And
You go.
with that, he's gone.
Man. Yeah, I mean, I probably could have, honestly. I mean, at the rate that
Great
defense
nickname
is,
for an offensive lineman.
the wet blanket. Yeah,
Yes.
I thought so too. If only that nickname would have came earlier, maybe I could have done something with my.
What a wet blanket this guy is.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a great nickname. It feels like somebody who just like just takes up all the space. Like it maybe could be Eric Armstead. Maybe I can pass that nickname to him since
if I was an offensive lineman and I never played it and I'm nowhere
you
nowhere
look like
big
you
enough,
could be an offensive lineman.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, if I would never play it, but if I did, I think I would hold every time.
Every single time. Like
I'm not saying I would want to, but it just be I can totally relate when you see a guy.
It's really hard.
And he's just hanging on with his arm around a guy's neck, hoping nobody sees.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be me virtually every play.
I mean, people hold every play to an extent. Like it's really like how they teach you to pass protect is essentially just shoving people, and that doesn't work. Like that doesn't work very well. You can't just like keep pushing people and your force is like it. You can to an extent
I
if
would
you're
grab a lot of jersey right here.
It's about how you do it. Yeah, you got to keep them
my elbows
close
out
and
I'm
grabbing
that jersey right there. As
Yeah.
best I could.
There's tricks to the trade for sure, but it's tough. It's really, really tough to be an offensive lineman. It's also just not fun. Like, as somebody who had to play offensive line just to do offensive drills, like it's not being a receiver where, you're playing the game of football. You're essentially playing catch, running back, there's some fun. There's a little bit of fun in playing running back, but like offensive line, you're just taking steps to your left and going against people who are incredibly fast or incredibly strong. And it's a lot of pressure on you as well. It's like, if you mess up, the entire play doesn't work. And it's very obvious on film when you mess up. And there's not really many positions like that.
I remember playing Pop Warner and we ran a single wing, and I was I was a back, but I was blocking, pass protect. And so this linebacker blitzes, and this guy was way bigger than me. And I was right where I was supposed to be, but he just totally ran me over.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like,
and I remember
doesn't break stride.
Like I remember whoa, there's my feet in the air, on my back. Just literally bowled over. And we get up, and I guess the guy tripped over me, and we get up, and he goes, "Hey, good block." And I was like, "Yeah, don't come in here."
This is a football player, man. Any means necessary.
If he ran around me instead of over me, I would have had no chance.
You know what Gene Skeletor would have said, right?
What's that?
That's tripping. There's no Gleason gets knocked over.
Tripping call.
Gene Skeletor. Thank you, Gene. Appreciate that.
You can't do that.
Gee,
I could
Gene ran right over me. I was just standing there.
It's tripping. Rules are rules. Them's the breaks.
Okay.
Sorry.
Micah Parsons.
I don't make the rules. I just enforce them.
Is one of those now who is a Brock Purdy believer. Micah Parsons, yeah, that's right, of the Cowboys.
That Micah Parsons?
He's on his podcast, as you know, The Edge with Micah Parsons.
Of course.
And here's what he has to say about 49er quarterback Brock Purdy.
And I just don't think that we should sleep on Brock Purdy no more. Yes, he was a 7th-round pick. Yes, he came in late in the season and won 6 straight games, took him to the NFC Championship before his injury. But Purdy, you will not be slept on no more, brother. I think people are coming for you the same way they come for Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. Yes, you are surrounded by a great team, but you are playing your butt off. And you got one hell of a story, brother. If we were to rank Purdy right now, I would put Purdy around. I think Purdy's a top 15 quarterback. There's things that we still want to see from Purdy, not when Purdy's winning, but when Purdy's down. I think the adversity aspect of the football game is huge. Learning how to play from behind, learning situational football. It's not something I'm saying he can't do. It's just something that we just haven't seen yet.
I think it's very well said. I agree with just about all that.
Yeah.
By the great, and he truly is outstanding.
He's ridiculous.
Micah Parsons.
Yeah, might be the best defender in the NFL. And that's seriously high praise coming from a guy like him. Like he's a monster. Like Micah Parsons seriously might be the best defensive player in the NFL for the next 10 years. And
he was second last year, defensive player of the year to Nick Bosa.
Bosa, right.
Go ahead, Viking fan. What else you got?
I just think it's a massive compliment. And I agree with everything he said, especially the fact that, we just haven't seen what Brock Purdy looks like coming from behind. And I think that's kind of the last level to unlock, I think, for Brock Purdy to, as Micah Parsons put, no longer be slept on. Is people just, that's really the last excuse people have is, that he can't make plays and come back from behind. And we just need to see it.
I was looking there. I figured, there's got to be kind of a backhanded compliment there. And at first I said, he says he's top 15. But when you think about it, he's saying he's top 15. He's not saying he's 15th.
Right.
He's saying he's top 15.
Yeah.
High
that's
praise.
A compliment.
Yes.
Considering, we just read that quarterback power ranking or whatever, and they still have, even the Mike Sando executive interview or executive survey had Brock Purdy around 24, I think. So it sounds to me like a lot of outsiders view Brock Purdy more in the 20s, and it might not sound like a compliment, but I think having him in the top 15 where, there's still a lot of really talented young guys in the NFL. I think that's a compliment for sure.
And as far as, we got to see what happens when things aren't going well.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But the way he handled himself after the injury, that's adversity too. Not the type that we talk about Micah Parsons, but he handled himself very well through all that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I will push back on one thing Micah Parsons said.
What's that?
I don't think people are going at him the same way they're going at Rodgers or Mahomes.
Oh, come on. Of course they are.
So. I don't think so. I don't think teams are game planning for Brock Purdy the same way they game plan for those two guys. I think that's more pointing at the fact that Parsons is trying to make a compliment. But, Brock Purdy's playing really well. He's not, game plans are not being focused around Brock. I think it's being surrounded around the playmakers. Yeah.
And then they got Aiyuk as an offensive player of the week.
Yeah.
I got another one. And it's not like we didn't know Aiyuk was good, but now it's like, okay, he's getting better.
Yeah. Yeah. It's incredible.
Not Brock Purdy's fault that he's got all these great weapons.
It's not. No, it's really not. It's something that probably shouldn't be used against him. Again, I say you only play who's in front of you. You can only play with who's on your team. Like, it's not his fault that he was put in this great situation to win. I don't think he should be criticized for being in the Niner system when that's the system he's going to be in.
Just compare what Micah Parsons said to what Rex Ryan said yesterday. I'm going with Micah Parsons.
I'm going to go with Micah Parsons.
Bold Kings predictions of the day.
Let's do it.
Our next, Whitey and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Whitey
and Watkins
on Sactown Sports. Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain. As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
This is Dr. Pamela Maida, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
Children especially benefit from arch supports as a sturdy and supportive foundation for their developing feet. If your kids have pain, then I recommend Youth Arch Supports from the Good Feet store.
Youth Arch Supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain in the feet, knees, hip, or back. If your child is physically active with sports, clubs, or even on the playground, they may benefit from the comfort and support found in Good Feet Youth Arch Supports.
I firmly believe that investing in Youth Arch Supports for your child or teen is one of the best decisions you can make to support their feet.
See how Youth Arch Supports can help with a free arch support fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
Download the Sactown Sports app and listen to Whitey and Watkins on your smartphone.
Appreciate you being with us today. Thanks for the participation. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You can give us a call, shoot us a text from the 916. Ken O'Brien, we were just talking about Ken O'Brien.
Yes.
I know his brother-in-law, Bill Herenda, and his sister, wonderful people. I think they're currently in L.A. But anyway, Ken O'Brien got 2 shout-outs from Peyton on the Manning cast.
Did he really?
I didn't know that.
Wow.
I did not know that.
I wonder for what reason. That's incredible. Wow, that's so random.
He was an outstanding quarterback.
I mean, he must have been.
Probably because they were talking about the Jets, so that's probably why he came.
Yeah, that would make some sense. So, like, how did you were around for that time? Like, how did he get?
Make it sound like it was like 1947 or something.
I mean, I just wasn't there, so it's more just how did he get so hyped up? Like, how did people hear about him at UC Davis?
Because of the coaching staff there, and he had the size, and he was just a classic. His frame wise,
right?
How big he was, and he was smart going there, and they just had a really good program there. And a lot of people, I remember when he got drafted by the Jets, there were a lot of people in New York going, "Wait,
right?
What?
From where?"
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like I understand how in this day and age, we find out about Josh Allen at where did he went to? He didn't go to North Dakota. He went to Wyoming. Even Trey Lance, is somebody. Carson Wentz. They both went to North Dakota. I can understand how in this day and age you pretty much hear about everybody, but it's really surprising to me that he would get enough hype at UC Davis to get what he was like a top 5 pick, right? It was an incredibly high pick, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Let me check on that. But he certainly was. And he was, I believe he was a Pro Bowl quarterback. So he was excellent. He was very good.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's wow. He is
20 round 1 pick 24.
Okay. I mean, even then that still feels high for a guy from UC Davis. That's got to be the highest that ever.
Carmichael, California.
Went to my high school rival Jesuit. So I mean, he's a Sacramento guy through and through. Didn't know that. So that's it's really cool. I know that Sac State just had a linebacker taken in the 3rd round by the Patriots. He's supposed to be kind of the really big player for them this year. So he might be the next one up. I'm pretty sure UCLA has a linebacker who's from Sacramento, who's went to Alabama and is supposed to be a top pick. So I mean, it's just.
Did I ever tell you my story about playing basketball against Christian Brothers?
No.
Okay. Because I was in the 9th grade. I was at Vallejo Junior High, because high school in Vallejo, I don't know what it is now, but then it was like 10, 11, 12. So it was 9th grade, junior high, and we're playing in a basketball tournament in Woodland against Christian Brothers. And I'm stupid, I guess. I thought, Christian Brothers, that must be they're Christian, right? They're just that must be really good Christian
kids. Yeah.
So we're playing, and this guy I don't even remember what he did. I said, "Hey, nice shot." He goes, "Hey, F you, buddy." I was like,
you thought you were going to be playing a bunch of aspiring priests?
I wasn't trash talking. I was like, "Hey, nice shot." And I get that. It's like, wow.
That school might be Christian, but it's also South Sac. So you have to remember that.
Good point.
That was my lesson at that time.
It's deep in there. So, I mean, I can tell you that just because you go to Christian Brothers does not mean that you're a good kid. There's tons of good kids over there. But
when I tell my high school stories, because I went to like a tiny Christian school, people are like, what?
Horror stories.
Truly. I've heard a couple from Chris, and it's like, you played on like you guys had carpet in your gym and stuff.
Not in our gym. We played at Mather Air Force Base. So we had like a real gym, but we played on carpets at other places. Yuba, I think Yuba Faith Christian had carpets. Or maybe New Life, one of them.
What do you think of this? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then in Woodland, it was a barn. Woodland Christian had like a barn where they had rubber floors.
The tart,
like a Field of Dreams kind of look.
It's like an old warehouse, basically.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
So it'd be like November and like 36 degrees.
When I was coaching girls basketball, at Our Lady of the Assumption, we played. I forget the name of the school, so I don't want to say it because I don't want to get it wrong. But it was like an inflatable thing. Was there?
Oh no!
Where they played?
Oh, bubble.
What?
But they also, I think, had some services in there. Literally, part of the altar was in play. Literally, part of the altar because it was up. And there were steps. So part of it where you would step onto it, it was on the court. Just barely.
Yeah.
But it was a part. It was in play. Yeah. Because it wasn't a very big.
How does that happen?
He's about to see this jump shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Like, so it's like in like a wedding hall. You know how they'll have like tents for weddings and stuff out. Did it look like that? Like you said, like when you describe it as an inflatable setup, is it like that or is it?
Well, it was a big glorified inflatable tent.
That's crazy. Wow. No, I never played in anything like that.
You guys need some water. No, it's the communion water.
That's the holy water.
No.
We're saving that. God, yeah, I never played in anything that bad. I mean, St. Anthony's Church had carpets in it, but I don't think we ever played at St. Anthony.
In middle school at one of the schools that we played, there was no out of bounds. So
what?
like out of bounds is like 6 inches like around. So the bench was in play, and all of the parents, there was like a stage because they would have stages for like plays and stuff like that. That's where the parents would sit, was on the stage.
But was it like an honor system, or was it just no out of bounds? Just play through it.
No, there was out of it. Like once again, it was like 6 inches. So there was a line. So like if you hit it off against a wall or whatever, that's out of bounds, and then you would take it out around the area.
There's just no space for it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I played in a couple of those. Those aren't great.
Hey, that's part of the fun of it.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's sometimes what youth sports has to go through. But,
Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
it makes for great stories.
Are you ready? Speaking of basketball, for my Bold Kings prediction of the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Or do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll go first.
Fire.
Mine is, and I told you before the break, I kind of was holding off on doing this, but it's just something I've been feeling the past couple days. And I think it was De'Aaron Fox talking with Deuce and Mo. It just hyped me up so much to where I'm tired of being a doubter, Whitey. I'm tired of trying to temper my expectations and sound logical and reasonable. The Kings are going to win 50 games next year.
Wow.
They're going to win more games than they won last year, and they're going to eclipse that 50 game total. They're going to win 50 plus games next year.
Nice.
I can just feel it. I don't know. It's just people doubting them again. Even me, I've been saying, they might win less games, but be a better overall team.
That's
Forget
what I
all.
said.
Forget. I've said it too. No, I've said it too. And it's just why? Why was like just everybody doubted this team last year. They're the same team, if not better, with more additions.
You're going to like my prediction then.
Let's hear it.
Yes. Thank you for that. The Kings open against Utah on the 25th, correct? Yeah. That's a win.
Yep.
27th, they're home against Golden State. That's a win.
That's a win, yep.
Then they're home to the Lakers. That's a win.
That's a win, yeah.
At Golden State, November 1st, win.
Yep.
They go to Houston for 2, win.
Wow. Wait.
They play Portland. That's a win.
Whoa.
November 10th against Oklahoma City. That is a victory. November
Slow it
13th,
down.
Cleveland. That's a win.
Oh, my
They
goodness.
will win their first 9 games before, unfortunately, succumbing to the Lakers at LA November 15th on a controversial call that will clearly be the wrong call that will go against the Kings. Kings will win their first 9 games. They will go 9-0 to start this season.
Whoa.
9-0.
Whoa.
That is my bold
I
prediction
was
of the day.
not ready for that. I'm glad that
Tell
you
me where I'm
made me
wrong.
go first. I'm really
But
glad.
wait. How are the Lakers going to win?
They're going to win at the end of the game. It's going to be overtime. There's going to be a controversial call. I can get more details on this if you want. It was painful for me.
Yeah.
The Lakers are going to win on a controversial call, an obvious wrong call that goes against the Kings.
Last
Rules
2 minute
are rules.
He was just setting that.
He
up.
was.
That's the only reason he asked.
It's 2 minute. It's going to come down to the 2 minute report. So
2 minute report will say, "Oh,
Yeah.
it was a
Our
mistaken
bad.
call. Yeah, foul on Sabonis should not have been called."
Right.
This game has an asterisk on it.
Should be 10-0 Kings. That's wonderful. I mean, I was only as bold to say, I think I said they're going to start 3-0. I wasn't even considering
nothing.
that. That's nothing. That's just the start of it. We may never lose again. Can't wait. And I'm glad that the first loss is on the road, not at home. So
Of course.
that'll be incredible.
I mean, these are
Chris, you
bold,
said
not
that the
stupid.
Kings will be 10 games over 500 at home this season. I'm not
Sure.
saying a.
I said that they were going to.
Oh, here it is.
beat
Here it is. The
Golden
Kings
State.
will
Yeah.
not. Oh, wait, nope. Kings will not lose more than 3 games in a row next
No,
season.
I said that they would start the season by beating Utah. Then that weekend would be incredible because Friday's a win against Golden State, and then Sunday will be a win against the Lakers.
Yeah, Chris doesn't seem to be able to find it.
Well, maybe I'll use that tomorrow. We'll get that on.
That
the
would be
list.
a good one.
Yeah.
I'm 99.8% sure that I've said it before. Maybe.
It might have been one of your first ones because unfortunately I missed the first couple of ones.
Okay. So, well, we
Okay.
know what my prediction will be for tomorrow.
All right.
that on
Up
the record.
next year.
Well, now
you know,
it feels like nothing. So actually, I need to come up with a new one.
the NBA's got the new player participation rules. They were approved today. Tell you what worries teams the most about these new rules next. Whitey and Watkins. That's right. King's going to start 9-0. Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
When Joe Montana retired, he was, of course, regarded as what? The greatest of all time. Many in this area, of course, and bless you, if you're one of them, still consider Joe Montana the greatest of all time. Whatever.
Is that what people from Boston sound like to you?
I mean, Forno's Forno.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
Everything that you'd ever seen with Miranda Lambert on it, I have my finger on the pulse of what it is. Idlewind, I've seen every article of clothing. I've spent hours and hours sending inspirations. I've sent clothes that I love and fabrics, and I'm involved in every single garment that you see. It's important to me that it is an extension of my music, and it's an extension of who I am. I always want it to stay as honest as my music. Idlewind at Boot Barn.
Gold Country Casino Resort Norville is proud to present one of the most powerful voices in country music.
Come on now, we're running out of moonlight.
Randy Houser, live in concert on Saturday, September 23rd.
Let me show you how. Country.
Purchase your tickets now to see all of Randy Houser's greatest hits. Only at
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Must be 21 or older.
Whether you're shopping for your favorite Honda online or in person, you'll see why Stockton Honda is the #1 Honda dealer in Northern California, and why buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Visit in person or online at StocktonHonda.com, where your favorite Honda is ready for you.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Attention, all tool shoppers. Get ready for the biggest DeWalt sale event of the year at Fasteners Inc. Sacramento on Saturday, September 23rd. We're bringing you the best deals on DeWalt products you've ever seen for one day only, including impact drivers for $59, combo kits for as low as $179, and up to $2,000 off your order with instant cashback rewards. Again, that's Saturday, September 23rd only. Come on down and get better tools for better prices at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Find us at 6701 Power Inn Road and learn more at fastenersinc.net.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Come out to the Marysville Stampede happening September 16th and 17th at Cotton Rosser Arena. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines. Happy Hump Day. I'm Simone with your Sactown Sports headlines. After waiving centers Nerlens Noel and Neemias Queta, Sacramento Kings inked Folsom native Jordan Ford to a training camp deal. Jordan started 32 games for the Stockton Kings last season, averaging about 14 points a game and capped 50% from the field. Check out SactownSports.com for more on the Beam team before training camp jumps off. And congratulations to Brandon Aiyuk, who was crowned the NFC Offensive Player of the Week earlier today, following the 25-year-old's electrifying season debut against the Steelers last Sunday. Aiyuk racked up a career-high 129 yards on 8 receptions while pulling in 2 touchdown catches during Sunday's 37 victory. Sactown Sports is, of course, your new home for the 49ers in the 916. Listen along beginning with pregame coverage at noon this Sunday as the faithful head to SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. Now back to Whitey and Watkins.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
On Sactown Sports.
The basketball world is still reeling from our bold Kings predictions. Chris Watkins, Whitey Gleason, you said 50 wins easy. I said the Kings going to win their first 9
Wow.
games this year.
That almost sounds like you agree with my prediction. I mean, if they're going to start 9-0,
I can't,
be
only
pretty
because then
disappointing.
I would be contradicting a previous prediction I made.
Okay.
And we can't be going
right
at cross purposes because then it's not fair to go, see, I was right.
Right.
When,
I said the Kings are going to win over 50 and under 48.
Yes.
And it's like, okay.
Right.
Sure.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We may have another bold Kings prediction here from Doug, Sactown Sports. Hello, Doug. What do you got?
Oh, gentlemen, how are you?
Great.
Fine. What's up, Doug?
Good. Hey, I have how I think I'm not sure who said it. Whitey might have said it, but if you go in and you win 75% of your home games and you go 500 on the road, you end up with 52 wins. And if you look at the so it's 52 and 30. If you look at the games we had last year that were close games that we ended up losing, and ones that that those are ones we could have won. So I like that number of 52, and that gets us +4 from last year. That's my prediction, and I hope I'm right.
Thank you, Doug.
Oh.
52.
Yeah, and calling the home road split too. I mean, it would be big. I mean, they were really good on the road last year, but pretty mediocre at home. You would figure that
Just startling.
it just doesn't make any sense. There's really no explanation for it, and I think Deuce was always pointing out the number that I think they're like 9th in defensive rating on the road as well.
Deuce Mason?
Deuce Mason, yeah, that guy had a great point actually.
And Deuce's bold Kings prediction for the season was the Kings will be a top 15 defensive team.
Right, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of hope that this team can be better. I mean, there's a lot of numbers that you can point at. If they're just better at home, you would guess that their record would be better, but we'll see. I mean, I feel really confident that they will have a really good season, but I think it's just kind of how good it'll be.
The NBA today approved the new rules on resting stars. How's it going to work? We don't know that it is going to work, but we went over these yesterday. Basically, they are rules designed to incentivize teams to play their best players more often, certainly for tournament games and nationally televised games.
Yep.
I think that's part of the subtext of this is we want to make sure teams take the tournament, the in-season tournament, seriously.
Yes. That's the main point. I mean, it's not a coincidence that the NBA finally enforced some rules towards load management the season that they start this in-season tournament. Like that is 100% intentional.
It's interesting too, because they have rules concerning what you're allowed and not allowed to do with your star players.
Right.
What's a star player? It is defined in this rule, and we talked about that a little bit yesterday. But it's interesting because as Emil and J. Ross today pointed out, and I think maybe it was Brendan Nunes who made this point on their show, by these rules that the NBA has laid out, Russell Westbrook's not a star player this year.
Right. Yeah. He hasn't
Paul
made
George and
an
Kawhi
All-Star game.
Leonard are, but Russ is not a star.
Yep. He has not made an all-star game in the last 3 years or I forgot about the all-NBA as well. But I mean, with these new rules, like he's technically not still viewed as a star, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And it's going to happen. There's going to be some gray area there. And
you're right.
Yeah. Some inconsistencies. Here's one of the things that teams are really worried about with these rules. The main concern, according to ESPN, comes from what happens when a team determines that a star player is healthy enough to play in a back-to-back game. Okay. So you got back-to-backs. Yep. Stars like, I'm good. All right. All right. We'll play you. Then the player determines he's sore and he needs rest.
Okay.
The player participation, it's not a collectively bargained rule. So the team, not the player, will get fined if the rule is violated. So what do you do he's healthy, but he needs to rest?
Yeah. So they're saying, too bad, play through it.
Yeah.
Is what the NBA wants
we will look into it. You could be fined.
I mean, yeah, that feels like a slippery slope, and also just not, we were talking about player safety, and we talk about player safety a lot with football, but to an extent, like basketball still needs to be considered as well.
That's it. I know for a lot of us, it doesn't make sense, and players used to play, and you have a game you're supposed to play because you're a basketball player, and players play the game. But the NBA teams, they are really advanced in their use of sports science to monitor the workloads, and they're afraid there are going to be times when their medical people say, okay, Watkins, Wet B, he played last night, but
Whitey B.
Yeah, we can show you the numbers. He needs to rest tonight, or he's at greater risk. And it's like, well, we can't rest him. Well, you better, because he's at risk for injury. Well, but we can't by these rules. So that's one of the things that the league is concerned about.
Yeah, and I wonder how much
some of these concerns are legitimate, whether we agree with them or not.
Yeah, I wonder like how teams are going to try and get around this. Will it be like, oh, okay, you remember who was it? Was it Giannis or I think it might have been Mikal Bridges, like checked into the 83rd game and then immediately checked out. Like, are people going to do that so that by the letter of the law, he started, but he didn't play like for 47 minutes? Is it going to be, or maybe maybe it could implement like a new strategy where, maybe there be some nights where star players come off the bench and play like 15 minutes. I have the answer to
that. It's a great question. A player will be considered to have played in a regular season game if he played at least 20 minutes of such game. Though he can count 2 games in which he fell short of 20 minutes toward the 65 if he played at least 15 minutes. So they have some kind of minutes
numbers.
Numbers. But as far as the back-to-backs, again, one team told ESPN, what happens? We got two star players. They play 45 minutes in an overtime game on the first night of a back-to-back.
Sure.
The data and the medical people say they have to rest the next game.
Yeah.
But by the rules, these new rules, they both are required to play in the game because they're not injured. We'll play them. I guess we have to play them, but it's not smart for us to do so. So what really is the benefit of the rule?
Yeah, and this is also taking nuance out of the equation too, where it's like, what if somebody's coming back from a really serious injury? Like, what if you're dealing with a hamstring and you're slowly trying to integrate yourself? Like, our team's going to have to say, well, we would love to play. You use the back-to-back example. We'd love to play De'Aaron Fox on the first night of a back-to-back, but rest him the second. But with these new rules, maybe we'll just sit him out for both back-to-backs and he'll be out for both of those games instead of at least trying to contribute in one of them. It might end up actually hurting the NBA in the sense of players will truly rest until they're 100% healthy, and you might end up missing more games than what you would without these rules.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of these, wait a minute, what? And there's going to be, well, how come so-and-so's not playing? Well, he got an exemption because he played this many minutes, and he's also 6 months ago to the day he had an injury.
Yeah, exactly. Are rookies exempt from this rule too? I guess so, right? I guess they actually would be. Like Victor Wembanyama isn't an all-star, and he hasn't been named to any of the all-NBA teams. So rookies, I guess, are just completely exempt.
It's a good question.
And I guess first and second year guys as well, as long as you haven't made any of those teams.
I haven't looked. Yeah.
So like Paolo Banchero doesn't fit in this mold of star players sitting. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Unless they include all rookie teams as all league, which they don't that I know of.
Shouldn't.
Yes. And by the way, this is something interesting that we talked about this on the crossover. We weren't aware of this. One of the things we've talked about with Wembanyama and whether he'll be rookie of the year is, well, he's got to play 65 games.
Right.
But it turns out he doesn't, because the 65 game stipulation does not apply to rookie of the year or any of the all rookie teams. Why? I have no idea.
Yeah, why?
I don't know, but we found that out today.
It makes no sense at all. I don't understand why it shouldn't apply for the rookies. Like, I understand maybe some rookies don't get in until later in the year, but it feels like you should just have it as a blanket policy to me. Feels like
blanket policy. Very good. Very good.
It feels, it just feels wrong. I don't know.
We'll snap out of it, because coming up here, it's the Factor Fantasy Showdown.
I'm hurt by it.
Yeah. Who is the NFL sneaky surprise team this year? The answer in the Factor Fantasy Showdown. Chris and I, head-to-head on today's hottest topics.
I need to break your streak. It's getting ridiculous.
Dream on. Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento. Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with 0 down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
0 down with approved credit. Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
There's fun for the whole family at Sutter Health Park. Join the River Cats every Saturday with the purchase of the Family Fun Pack. Starting at only $89, the Family Fun Pack includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, and 4 exclusive River Cats hats. Take your fan experience to the next level with the Governor's Club Family Pack and enjoy the post-game fireworks show from the field. Make your plans to join the fun at rivercats.com/family pack.
At Bank of America, we learn what matters most by asking our customers one simple question. What would you like the power to do?
I'd like the power to worry less.
The power to make my parents comfortable.
The power to...
agree on a monthly budget?
Oh, hey, that'd be nice.
No matter what your financial goal is, we're here to help. Bank of America, what would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A., member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
On Sactown Sports.
For a showdown. Back to fantasy showdown time. I'm sorry, I don't know where the crown of...
Did they strip it from us?
I actually do not see it.
I actually don't either.
And which is
maybe JR actually took it.
Has the crown of superiority.
Okay, thank you. That of course is, there we go. Yes, fine. As it should be. Yes, it's Chris Watkins and I, Whitey Gleason, head to head on today's hottest topics.
You've become attached to that thing, huh?
I have.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Starting to talk to you in the middle of the night. Whitey. It's like the ring from Lord of the Rings or something like that. Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, it feels like it.
It might happen to you too if you ever.
Your references are out of control. Everyone knows that.
If you ever win it, you might. It might happen to you too.
We'll see.
In theory.
I hear it's got magical powers.
All rise for your judge for today, the Honorable Chris Verlade.
Oh.
You may be seated, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. Pleasure to be here.
So, Whitey, you're our winner. So, of course, we're going to have to start with you. You're probably used to this by now. You know how it goes. So, my question to you is, Brock Purdy is a franchise quarterback. Fact or fantasy?
It's a fact, Your Honor. What is wrong with us? So many people say, well, but I need to see, well, I'm done this. Well, yeah, but they're so good. Here's the thing. He hasn't lost a regular season start. He's the only guy in the history of the National Football League to win his first 6 starts while throwing 2 touchdown passes in each of those games. No one else has ever done that. He also is the first guy ever with a passer rating over 95 in each of his first 6 games. No one else has ever done that. What else do you want him to do? He wins. He puts up numbers. He leads. He's a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, this is a fantasy. Brock Purdy is this franchise for this franchise. He is their franchise quarterback. But when I hear the term franchise quarterback, I think that should spread to more than just one team in one very specific situation. Brock Purdy's been blessed with the amount of talent that he has surrounded around him. He's also got a great, I'll call him an offensive coordinator in Kyle Shanahan, who has schemed up a beautiful offense that we've seen Nick Mullins, we've seen Jimmy Garoppolo, we've seen tons of quarterbacks succeed underneath this system, including Matt Ryan, who had the best year of his career. Is Brock Purdy playing well? Yes, but does this mean that this would translate to every other team in the NFL? I'm just going to have to say no. I haven't seen enough of the individual moments of brilliance to say that he would just translate to any team.
You know, I was about to say, Watkins, you are out of your mind, but once you explained it, I agree with you.
Wow.
I think you are right. I don't know if he could have this type of success in every system in the NFL.
You want to put Brock Purdy in the same conversation as Patrick Mahomes?
Get out of here.
Come on, dude. Seriously.
Okay, so we're going to start with you now, Chris.
Wait, you didn't say, did he get points? Or
You got 1 point.
Answer?
You got 1 point.
All right, that's fine.
Sounds a little testy over there.
No, I just wanted to make sure I knew what the score was.
Thank you, sir, because I also forgot to put the score down.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. So, Chris, to you.
Yeah.
The NFL surprise team this year will be the Falcons, who just won their opener for the first time since 2017. Fact or fantasy?
This is as well a fantasy. And it really hurts me to say, but if I had to pick a surprise team for this year, I'm going to say it's the Green Bay Packers. I think what the Packers did in week 1, Jordan Love looked really good. I know it was against a bad Bears team, but it's a really weak division. And as I've established, I don't think the Lions are the truth this year. And I could see the Packers really putting up a fight all year long. Matt LaFleur is kind of from the same schooling of Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. He's done really well in his tenure with the Packers. I just kind of feel like this is a really open division, and it's up to the Packers to kind of step up to the occasion.
NFL surprise team this year will be the Falcons, who just won their opener for the first time since 2017. That is a fact, Your Honor.
That's the fact, yeah.
Young Mr. Watkins pointed out that the NFC North is a weak division. Well, you want a weak division? I have one for you. It's the NFC South. The Atlanta Falcons won a low-scoring game. Their defense is capable of holding teams down. They run the ball, which takes pressure off their defense. Also off of their young quarterback, Desmond Ridder, who put up decent numbers, just not a lot of them. But the bottom line is the Falcons get to play 6 games in the division. Tampa Bay last week amassed 20 points. New Orleans totaled 16 points, and the Panthers scored 10 against the Falcons. So all Atlanta has to do is stay above these very poor to mediocre teams to have a chance to be a surprise team, a surprise contender, and I like their chances to do just that.
All right, you guys went against each other. Chris, I think you forgot about the Detroit Lions and the elite quarterback, which is Jared Goff. Do you really think the Packers can get past him?
Yes.
No points for you. We have a tie game, which is unusual. It's usually someone's usually blowing someone out, but it's really weird that we have a tie game.
Nervous.
I know. I was expecting to just walk into this one and walk out clean, but I guess I'm going to have to really go for this last point.
And this is your final question of the day.
Good luck.
ESPN.com, Whitey, asks if this is the best baseball season ever. And that's actually a great question. Fact or fantasy?
That's a fantasy, Your Honor. Here's why it's not a good question. Baseball now, the baseball season, we don't know how good this season's going to be until the playoffs and the World Series transpire, because baseball now, the regular season doesn't mean as much because you get 6 teams in each league that make the playoffs. So the regular season, it doesn't matter as much. So how good is the season? We won't know until we have the playoffs and the World Series. Yeah, they changed the rules this year. That's been positive. But even things like Ohtani's been great, but he's hurt right now. So the question is not a decent question until we're at least into the World Series. Right now, it's irrelevant because the regular season does not mean what it used to mean.
Yeah, this is a fantasy. It's actually not a great question because in order for this to be the best baseball season ever, people would have to watch baseball, and I don't feel like anyone's watching baseball. When I say anyone, I mean me. And so, yeah, I am not going to say this is the best baseball season ever because I barely watched baseball this year. And for that reason, it just can't be the best. And that's all I got. That's all I got for this.
That's what you're going to go with?
That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with, and I'm sticking by it.
Whitey, you said it's a fantasy because the season is not over.
Right.
Chris, you said it's because you're not
the regular
watching?
season doesn't matter as much. Yeah.
Chris, you said it doesn't matter because you don't watch it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, Chris.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that the baseball season was still going on. I completely agree with you. You get the point and the win. It has come to an end. I apologize, Whitey, but you are not the holder of the crown of superiority.
Oh, man, it feels great.
All things must pass.
Thank you. I'd like to thank baseball for being so boring and for the viewership to be down as much as it is. It really, it's incredible how much.
I thought I had a shot there when the judge said, "That's what you're going with."
Yeah,
because I had the same thought. Frankly,
I did too. I really did too. There was 2 questions that we have written down here, and I was like, I really hope he doesn't go with the baseball one. And the second he said ESPN.com, I was like, well, I guess Whitey's going to wear the crown again.
Way to go. Thank you, Your Honor.
This
Thank
is
you,
a
Bailiff.
sign that I shouldn't give up on the Vikings tomorrow, huh?
That's absolutely what it is.
Anything can happen. Anything is possible.
Look at that smile.
I haven't smiled this hard in a week.
Yeah.
It's been great. Feels good.
Well done.
Feels really good.
Might be the last time you smiled for a while, too.
Probably will be. I mean, that was not my best effort, but I'll take a win nonetheless.
Yeah. Well, that in this court especially, you get the W, you celebrate.
Yeah,
no matter
exactly. You
how.
celebrate it either way.
Yeah, ball bounce is funny in this court sometimes.
It's definitely shaped, like a football in this court. Not
the
quite
oblique, the old oblique spheroid.
Is that what they call it?
That's what I've been told.
Oh, okay, for sure. Yeah, why not?
Speaking of, coming up next, Brandon Aiyuk, is he proof that Kyle Shanahan is an excellent NFL head coach? The evidence that says yes, it is true is next year. Whitey and today's champion, Mr. Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins, Sactown Sports. Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. Well, A's catcher Shea Langoliers has had a pretty remarkable year. He's been behind the plate as the A's primary catcher for a team that has employed 39 pitchers. And offensively, as he approaches 20 home runs, he is closing in on some of the best figures for a catcher in A's history. Ramon Hernandez had 21 homers back in 2003. The gold standard Terry Steinbach, 35 in 96. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/ Innovation-10G.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals and will share information with them to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. You can trust Innovation Refunds with your small business's ERC claim because of their SOC 2 Type 1 security compliance. Without this, how can you be sure a company can protect your information? It's not like here on the radio, where all you need to be secure is a censor button. My password to my bank account is Ty's cool password 1. Uh-oh. Luckily, Innovation Refunds is more reliable. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS to get started.
Attention, all tool shoppers. Get ready for the biggest DeWalt sale event of the year at Fasteners Inc. Sacramento on Saturday, September 23rd. We're bringing you the best deals on DeWalt products you've ever seen for one day only, including impact drivers for $59, combo kits for as low as $179, and up to $2,000 off your order with instant cashback rewards. Again, that's Saturday, September 23rd only. Come on down and get better tools for better prices at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Find us at 6701 Power Inn Road and learn more at fastenersinc.net.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
I love being a bartender. I love waiting tables. But at the end of my shift, my feet were killing me. And so I had to pretend like I was having a good time. And really, I couldn't wait to sit down. But it wasn't just my feet. It was also my knees were achy. A lot of neck pain, too. I was in so much pain. I kind of lost hope, really. And then I saw the Good Feet store, and that's when everything changed.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Kristen enjoy their work again without their feet getting in the way.
It was pretty shocking to realize that I'd been in so much pain and suddenly I'm completely pain-free. Now that I have the Good Feet arch supports, I don't have to pretend to be happy. I'm genuinely happy. So, cheers. My name is Kristen, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Happy Hump Day. I'm Simone with your Sactown Sports headlines. After waiving centers Nerlens Noel and Neemias Queta, Sacramento Kings inked Folsom native Jordan Ford to a training camp deal. Jordan started 32 games for the Sactown Kings last season, averaging about 14 points a game and capped 50% from the field. Check out SactownSports.com for more on the Beam team before training camp jumps off. And congratulations to Brandon Aiyuk, who was crowned the NFC Offensive Player of the Week earlier today, following the 25-year-old's electrifying season debut against the Steelers last Sunday. Aiyuk racked up a career-high 129 yards on 8 receptions while pulling in 2 touchdown catches during Sunday's 37 victory. Sactown Sports is, of course, your new home for the 49ers in the 916. Listen along beginning with pregame coverage at noon this Sunday as the faithful head to SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. Now back to to Whitey and Watkins.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk.
I'm not going to believe this, but just moments ago, not 30 seconds ago, Chris Watkins was looking right there. Why? He was watching baseball, which he claims he never watches. I don't watch baseball, Your Honor. You're looking at it right now.
I peek at it, I just don't I don't intensely follow, I just
You won.
yeah, you got to do what you got to do to get the point.
Ryan in Sactown on the chat. It's deserving because of his baseball season take. Well played. So
thank you. I mean, it's.
So should I even mention that the Giants won today, or do we not even need to mention that?
I don't think you have to, but you already did, so you might as well go ahead.
5-10 over Cleveland. So they're now, as we speak, one behind Arizona,
right,
in the wild card race for the final wild card spot.
Totally, yeah.
Arizona playing the Mets as we speak, but who cares, right?
Right, exactly. Who cares? Baseball. I mean, seriously though, once football started, it did feel like baseball just immediately could not move baseball to the back burner fast enough once football season started. So, it's unfortunate, but once playoffs start, I mean, baseball is going to be front and center all again. So, catch me. That's really when wake me up.
I'm a baseball fan, front and center. I mean, there was a time when it would have been.
Yeah, I mean, I think it. Okay, yeah, I guess I can't. I'm not going to argue with you about it. Actually, no, baseball still does have its fastball. Okay, I'm telling you. Yeah, I mean, maybe it won't be front and center, but it'll at least be more of a part of the conversation. I think, especially once it gets down to the last two rounds.
I just wanted to point out that you were watching literally.
I was literally watching the game of baseball. Yeah, but
when your whole case was built on the notion that you don't watch baseball, but that's fine.
I mean, it's on as I see the Oakland A's give up 2 home runs back to back. Yordan Alvarez and I believe that's Alex Bregman.
If it's on, you'll turn your head a few inches to the left to see
if there's a home run. Mainly. And since there's home runs, I'm excited. I'm watching, but let me tell you, if these were a bunch of 0-0 games, I would be paying attention to you.
Okay. Yeah. Which isn't a bad idea anyway, since we're doing a show.
I guess, but
as Simone pointed out, Brandon Aiyuk, he was the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, and he had a great week, obviously, and they had a great week. And it reminds me that a couple years ago, Chris Biederman mentioned this yesterday, Aiyuk appeared to be in Kyle Shanahan's doghouse. And now here he is. He's outstanding, not only a great receiver, great route runner, but he's downfield blocking on a 65-yard run by Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Is that proof that Kyle Shanahan, in addition to being somebody who draws up great plays, that he's an excellent football coach, that he, through some difficult times with Brandon Aiyuk, helped him get to this point where he is now?
I mean, I can't say no. I can't say he had nothing to do with it. Obviously, the player has a ton to do with it, but
I agree with that
100%. You can't say absolutely not. You can't give somebody, you can't say, oh, Kyle didn't develop Trey Lance, but then also not give him any sort of credit for Brandon Aiyuk's success. So that seems unfair. So I think he definitely had to have a role in it. I mean, he never gave up on him in the long run, and they. I think they're doing a good job now seemingly now of involving him in the offense. Last year was his first 1,000-yard receiving season. He's kind of been slowly building up to this. And again, it's kind of become a meme at this point, but Brandon Aiyuk was the best player in training camp. We've heard that for multiple years in a row now. And I think it's just a sign of his progression as a player, but also, I mean, definitely Kyle recognizing that talent and finding ways to get Aiyuk as involved as what he was on Sunday, even with the plethora of talent that they have on the offensive side.
He could have a big payday coming up after this season. Right. And I just think that's so impressive, no matter who it is. I know your guy, Kirk Cousins, seriously.
Yeah.
He's done it so many times. The term is he bet on himself.
Yeah.
When guys are able to do that, and Aaron Judge did that, a couple of years ago.
Right.
When they're able to say, no, I'm not going to take this now. I'm going to play for this much because I know I'm going to play well enough to make more.
Right.
Aiyuk, it's a little different, but he's, he has to play well to make his money, and he's off to a great start. That's just really impressive to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what he's been able to do is really impressive. And again, just the fact that he's been able to shine with with so much talent around him. And it is credit to Kyle for scheming up plays to go to him as well. Like, it's really easy to just force feed Deebo Samuel and give the ball to Christian McCaffrey, but it's kind of a scary proposition to go against, not really against the grain, but to feed to feature Aiyuk as much as what they do. So yeah, I mean, again, you got to give at least some credit to Kyle Shanahan and what he's been able to do, but it's also a credit to every, Mike McDaniel, I'm sure, had to have a role in the growth of Aiyuk. Tons of people have run through that offense. And it's not just Kyle. There's tons of people who have credit for what they've been able to do as a total, not just even with Aiyuk.
The thing about Kyle Shanahan as the head coach of the 49ers, there have been ups, there have been downs, of course. And there have been some very awkward situations involving quarterbacks. And it's taken them a long time to get to this point where they may finally have their quarterback. Through all of that, the team has played hard for him.
Yeah. 100%.
And that, to me, is the bottom line. Is the guy a good coach in whatever he's doing? Or the woman, is she a good coach? Well, how's the team playing?
Yeah.
Are they playing as well as they could? And are they playing hard?
Yeah.
If they are, then it's like, well, who could do a better job than that?
Right. That's a great point, because I don't think a lot of people would think of, especially the way he conducts himself with the media. Like, I don't think you would think Kyle Shanahan's a guy who's really personable. He doesn't give off, at least in his interviews, like the vibe of someone who really connects with players. He seems really distant and really methodical and really, about numbers and not necessarily people. But to your point, like the fact that all the players play for him the way they do, the fact that, guys like Trent Williams want to be on this team. Nick Bosa didn't want to, he held out for about as long as he could, but still, wanted to play football. I think that that's all a sign of the culture that the 49ers have. And yeah, for sure, we've seen instances like with the Jimmy Garoppolo situation and a little bit with Trey Lance that it's not a perfect locker room, but I think the fact that, the blocking downfield and just how spirited everyone plays for him, I think it's a sign that, he really is a good coach and understands the human element of it as well. Like, that was kind of the big thing with Josh McDaniel in his first run with the Broncos, was people said his X's and O's were great, but he just didn't understand how to really communicate. And the fact that Kyle knows how to do that, and he's still a young guy. Like, I think it's really impressive how he's been able to put it all together.
And even if the players were to say, they would never admit this publicly, but let's say you talk to the players, they said,
right,
I don't do it for him. I do it for my team. Sure. It doesn't matter. The point is they're doing it and he's the coach.
Yeah.
So he deserves some credit for that.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And, I think that those things go hand in hand. Like, there's if you, especially with the amount of players that have cycled through the Niners the past couple of years, there's just no way that every year it feels like there's players that will play their hearts out for this team. And I think, that's just the sign that Kyle is. I think he really does connect with his guys. Like, I think it would be easy after a couple years, your voice gets stale, but it just never feels like this Niner team or that his voice ever gets stale.
Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers has issued his first public comments since his season-ending Achilles injury. Have you heard them? Inspirational?
I have not. No,
you haven't?
I have not.
They're inspirational.
I'm sure they are. I'm ready. I got my tissues ready.
And obviously you understand that it's difficult for him, what he's going through. I'm completely heartbroken and moving through all of the emotions, but deeply touched and humbled by the support and love. Please keep me in your thoughts and prayers as I begin the healing process today. The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again. End quote. That is a quote.
Is that literally from Batman? That sounds like it's from Batman. Did Bane say that? Did Batman say that?
I hope Batman said it.
Somebody said
quoting
that.
Bane.
That has to be a quote from something.
It just sounds kind of Dark Knight. Well, and then, and you put that next to the picture of him with the flag.
With the
running
flag,
down.
of course. Dude is a showman. I'll give him that. He knows how to work a crowd.
I will say that Bane is my favorite villain.
Oh,
he's the one where I'm just like, yeah, I agree with him.
Kind of rooting for him.
He had some good ideas.
I thought it was Killmonger.
Yeah, no, it's the two of them.
Well, but Bane was a judge like you. Remember when he was sentencing people?
Actually, Scarecrow was the judge. Bane made Scarecrow the judge.
Oh, really?
I actually watched this this weekend too.
I thought Bane was the one who gave. No, it was the Scarecrow. I thought he gave him the choice. Do you want exile or death?
Yeah, that's the Scarecrow.
Yeah, that was
okay.
Oh,
Death by exile.
Yeah.
That's something that I would come up with.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is.
Yeah, but that's on a post with a picture of him running the flag out. So
I gotta see if that has to be a quote from Batman or something.
it sounds like
very corny,
it's
very
evocative
cringe.
of Batman, but I don't think that's actually a Batman quote. He'll be back.
Do you think so?
You think darkness is your ally?
Are we sure he's going to be back? I mean, I kind of said
Robert Saleh said, "I'd be shocked if this is the way he's going to go out."
It's just
Robert Saleh's still
tough
in shock
rehab,
from when he
man.
got hurt. That look on his face. I hope he's okay.
I mean, yeah, that face needs to be put in the Hall of Fame or something with just him, like the realization that it's like, it's week 1. I have 16 more weeks with Zach Wilson as my quarterback, or 16 more games with Zach Wilson as my quarterback. I mean, it's going to be interesting what happens in New York here the rest of the year. I wonder if Aaron still will hang around the facility. Like, I wonder if if he'll just be completely exiled.
I get the sense he genuinely, and I think it's real and genuine, that he likes this team and likes being around this team.
It seems like it. Like,
really adopted the dark.
It seems like him and Sauce Gardner have like a legitimate relationship, and it did seem like he had really embraced this team a lot differently than what he had in the past.
He was looking over his shoulder for years
Yeah.
in Green Bay. They're trying to replace me. I don't like the coach. The coach is an idiot, and they're trying to replace me.
Yeah, and he didn't trust the organization. It just felt like he never really was comfortable there, and he just really let loose. Like, we kind of made a joke of the Mr. Rogers thing, but it really seemed like he had just relaxed and kind of was taking ownership of this new step in his career. And I mean, that's what makes it so tough that he went down. But I don't know, man. It's just, I think at age 39, it's going to be tough to come back from an Achilles. And, maybe he'll do it for the story and, for his own self-accomplishment. But I don't know if we'll ever see the Aaron Rodgers that we expect to see ever again.
This may be the answer to your question. Will he be hanging around the team? Coach Saleh said, I think it's very important having Rodgers around the team. It's important for him. For him, I think it's the mental health and healing. I think that's very important for his presence, his words. I said he's as much of a football coach as he is a player. Just having his presence, his thoughts, his words, and his leadership. Anybody would want that.
Well, he's the highest paid coach in the NFL then, because that's really what they're getting from Aaron Rodgers these days. But, I'm sure if anyone could use it, it's Zach Wilson. And, we talked about it yesterday, but if Zach Wilson has some good performances, all the credit is going straight to number 8. It's going to all be, Aaron Rodgers, he's been around the facility, and he's like Zach's shadow. You can't go anywhere without seeing Aaron always in Zach's ear and coaching him up. And man, no one wants to see Zach succeed more than Aaron. Can't wait.
The night is darkest before the dawn, and I
I didn't see the light until I was already a man.
I shall rise yet again. Aaron Rodgers.
Incredible.
Coming up.
So
yes,
LeBron is the sun.
Oh,
that makes Aaron Rodgers the night.
Oh, I like what you're doing there. It works.
Somebody on chat pointed out he may be claiming to be something else. The whole I shall rise again. Maybe he's claiming to be on some level more than just.
He could be.
Yeah, a planetary object.
So he's going to go down to Mexico and get his Achilles healed in a month.
Yep.
So the reason why it sounds like it's from Batman is Harvey Dent did make a statement. The night is darkest just before the dawn, and I promise you the dawn is coming.
Yes.
Very
That's a fact,
nice.
yeah.
Good work.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say he's kind of Harvey Dentish, right?
Yes, definitely.
Two-Face? Oh,
yeah,
no.
Two-Face, 100%. 100%. There's Aaron Rodgers, and then there's Mr. Rogers. Mr. Two-Face.
Mm-hmm.
Works out too well.
Great work.
Yeah. Well, that's you said I wasn't paying attention, so I had to show that, I was working.
I think you
over here.
said you were.
I did.
Where is he?
Coming up next, these new NBA player participation rules and how they will impact you and your Sacramento Kings next on Sactown Sports.
Where is
Whitey
and Watkins
on Sactown Sports. Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season? Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995? Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals and will share information with them to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. You can trust Innovation Refunds with your small business's ERC claim because of their SOC 2 Type 1 security compliance. Without this, how can you be sure a company can protect your information? It's not like here on the radio, where all you need to be secure is a censor button. My password to my bank account is Ty's cool password 1. Uh-oh. Luckily, Innovation Refunds is more reliable. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS to get started.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk.
Please, Eddie. Ho-ho! Sactown Sports, Whitey Gleason and Chris Watkins. Somebody on the chat mentioned Roger Rabbit. I just want to see what you thought about it.
I was like, what is that?
You've seen Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
Please, Eddie.
I don't know if I remember it much. I'm trying to think. That's the one.
Give me, Chris. How many stars?
It's pretty good. And
Okay.
that's one of my. In those movies, there's those one scenes that you laugh no matter what, and it's the one where he's hiding in his apartment and he goes, "You're under arrest." It gets me every single time.
It's a great motion picture.
I remember nothing about that movie, which is unsurprising. But I feel like I was really young when I watched it. But
I think it came out like 10 years before you were born.
Oh, for sure. Okay. Well, that makes me
The
feel
part
bad.
of most people's brains that's like a movie receptor. Yours just doesn't. It's like
it's off.
You're using it for too many other things or something.
And then mine is the opposite.
Yes,
That's all
yours
it's
is
used
very.
for.
It's like, wow, it's so big, that part of his brain.
Chris
It's
has
unusually
infinite
large.
knowledge. Yeah, you know what I did the other day? I think it was 2 nights ago. I was like, you know what? I actually feel like a movie or watching a movie. I watched Equalizer. So, yeah, that was
Denzel?
that was the cinematic masterpiece that I decided to
Okay,
put
they
on.
just made a new one, right? You watched the
Equalizer
new one? Or?
3. Yeah, and I'd already seen Equalizer 1 too, which is the craziest thing of it all. Is I decided to rewatch it. I don't know why. It was either that or Inglourious Bastards, and of course I chose the wrong one.
Best Denzel movie ever, Man on Fire.
Haven't seen it. Oh, that movie. I hear great things though. I hear
Wow. Over
fantastic.
Training Day?
Yes. I mean,
Jesus.
Man on Fire is so good.
Remember the Titans.
I do.
I really like Flight.
Well, do you remember in the NBA when it used to be a thing where players wouldn't play because they were managing their load?
Oh yeah,
and we'd
way
complain?
back.
That's done now.
Yeah, it's crazy
That
how that's
is
just in the
a
history.
thing of the past because the NBA Board of Governors today adopted new rules regarding the resting of healthy players, player participation rules. So we talked about this a little bit
PPR.
yesterday. PRPPP. Player participation policy.
The triple P.
Please, Eddie, the player participation policy. So yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, the triple P. Yeah.
Yeah, and
The
we went over
PPP.
all the rules yesterday. Is there any chance that this works at all?
No, I don't think so. It seems ridiculous. Like, I mean, like, I don't think that this is going to force, I just don't think it's going to help. I don't think it's going to help the issue. I think it's the NBA saying that they're going to do something just for the sake of saying, no, we made a rule to implement, but I just think it's going to be too hard to try and dictate. And I think teams are going to be really funky with trying to, get around it. They're just going to say, they're just going to put a name to the injury instead of saying rest. They're going to say, re-aggravated knee or something like that,
Mm-hmm. No more than one star player is unavailable for the same game. That's what they're trying to enforce. And there are obviously, if someone has a broken leg,
right?
Like, yeah, but where this is really going to come to a head is where the league will have to say, so-and-so should have been playing this. No, he is injured. Well, you have to prove it. Well, he said he was injured. Well, we have to see the MRI. Are they going to find teams? Sometimes the NBA in the offseason, they will say, we're going to do this or that with this rule or that rule. We're going to emphasize that. And then the season comes and they don't actually do it.
Don't.
I mean, this seems like a big policy.
Yeah.
And they've spent a lot of time on it to be something that they'd say, never mind.
Forget about it.
But who knows?
Right. And so just so we're clear, you can't have two. So you can have 1 star resting, but you can't have 2. Is that correct?
Let's see here. Well, teams must ensure that star players are available for national TV and in-season tournament games. No more than 1 star is unavailable for the same game.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but sounds like Rule 2 supersedes Rule 1.
Okay.
So it's like Well, but if it's an in-season
tournament game,
then
everybody's
your stars
gotta
are
play, yeah.
playing. You got to maintain a balance between the number of one-game absences for a star player at home and road games, with a preference for those absences to happen in home games. Teams must refrain. This is interesting, too. I don't know how this would work. Teams must refrain from any long-term shutdown or near shutdown when a star player stops participating in games. You know, like if you're going to trade somebody, like what the Nets did.
Okay.
Excuse me. The Pelicans, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to play him because.
Right. We don't want to
trade him.
Yeah.
Or at the end of last year with, say, Dame.
That's what I was thinking. That's instantly
this
what I
is
was
part of
thinking.
this rule is supposed to prevent that.
Okay, but I feel like with Dame and those kind
Bradley
of situations,
Beal last year at the
again,
end of the season.
you just kind of make up injury. Like, how are they going to get independent doctors to figure out, like, okay, yeah, you truly are hurt? Like, it just feels like really tough to enforce. Like, unless there's something glaringly obvious that a player does, I just don't know how you can point at someone and say, hey, you're faking, or you're not really injured. Like, especially if it's from the teams that are, for the most part, like suggesting that. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Because, for example, last year, Damian Lillard sat out the Blazers' final 11 games, and he had right calf soreness.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll bet you his right calf was sore.
I bet it was. I really bet it was. Now, was it sore enough to miss the last 25 games of the season? Probably not. But again, is the NBA going to send out a doctor to say, if Damian Lillard, he's hurt enough to miss 15 games, but any of the games after, or do you continually check on him to make sure he's actually hurt? Like, it feels like something, again, to say that they have a rule, but the logistics of actually enforcing it, and you have it printed out right in front. Like, there's a lot of different steps to this. I don't know. It's a lot of effort that they put into it, but I just don't know how they actually are going to execute.
Here's what stinks about this. I know there are some people that I think would disagree, especially old school people that say, in the old days, players played every game. That's what you're paid for. So I understand that. But to me, what stinks about this is that the problem is the players play too many games.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yes.
Absolutely. There's too many games in a constricted amount of time.
Yeah, and even though, they've had the 82-game season for a long time, and they get more breaks in there than they used to. Yes, but you've got more and more rounds of playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, and remember, we're also coming off
games
a period.
Are faster, higher pace, more possession.
We're coming off a period where the players had they had the pandemic, and then they had the condensed period where there was hardly any off season.
Yeah,
I would argue that perhaps physically some of them are still feeling the effects of that. But the thing is, you claim to care about player safety, and yet, what about too many games? Nobody's doing anything about that.
Yeah,
and that is the problem.
100%. I mean, like, if they don't reduce and I feel like we forget sometimes these men are giants. Like, this is not like their bodies have to be really taken care of, and like they're not, like there's a lot of limbs, a lot of things that get injured, and it's really tough for these guys to stay healthy over that 82-game stretch. And, there's so many times where, De'Aaron Fox talked about it the other day, where people get hurt and you play through injury, but not everyone is capable of doing that. I just think that you're right in saying that the real root of this issue is there's too many games, but the NBA is never going to reduce it because they have a big, media rights deal coming up pretty soon. And if you take away games, that means that you get less money.
What's stopping teams from listing players as hurt to avoid the perception that they're resting healthy players? The answer to that is next year with Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear tonight with overnight lows dropping down to around 60. Tomorrow will be sunny and warm with a high of 95. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes, the IRS has greenlighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship and is now accessible through Tax Help USA. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. For this free information, call 800-948-9401. 800-948-9401. That's 800-948-9401.
There's fun for the whole family at Sutter Health Park. Join the River Cats every Saturday with the purchase of the Family Fun Pack. Starting at only $89, the Family Fun Pack includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, and 4 exclusive River Cats hats. Take your fan experience to the next level with the Governor's Club Family Pack and enjoy the post-game fireworks show from the field. Make your plans to join the fun at rivercats.com/familypack.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Whether you're shopping for your favorite Honda online or in person, you'll see why Stockton Honda is the #1 Honda dealer in Northern California and why buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Visit in person or online at StocktonHonda.com, where your favorite Honda is ready for you.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own loan report.
Players know it's not just because you win more, it's because of everything else at Gold Country Casino Resort, where players roll in and winners are made. Winning isn't the only thing on the menu, and nightlife, it's more than entertaining. Drinks and dining options are abundant and guaranteed to satisfy your innermost desires. Come be our guests and see why Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville is where the players play.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines. Happy Hump Day. I'm Simone with your Sactown Sports headlines. After waiving centers Nerlens Noel and Nehemias Queta, Sacramento Kings inked Folsom native Jordan Ford to a training camp deal. Jordan started 32 games for the Stockton Kings last season, averaging about 14 points a game and capped 50% from the field. Check out SactownSports.com for more on the Beam team before training camp jumps off. And congratulations to Brandon Aiyuk, who was crowned the NFC Offensive Player of the Week earlier today, following the 25-year-old's electrifying season debut against the Steelers last Sunday. Ayuk racked up a career-high 129 yards on 8 receptions while pulling in 2 touchdown catches during Sunday's 37 victory. Sactown Sports is, of course, your new home for the 49ers in the 916. Listen along beginning with pregame coverage at noon this Sunday as the faithful head to SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. Now back to Whitey and Watkins.
Download the Sactown Sports app and listen to Whitey and Watkins on your smartphone.
Giants won today, so that means they're only 1 game behind Arizona for the final wild card spot. And right now, as we speak, Arizona and Zach Gallen, they're getting knocked around by the Mets 4-0. But I guess we don't care about that, right?
That is correct. Yeah,
okay.
That is correct. Yeah.
Thanks,
but
I don't care.
It's just, football started. So baseball, hate to break it to you, baseball, but you just don't matter anymore.
By the way, you were talking about Harvey Dent, Two-Face.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones was Two-Face in a Batman movie.
Was he really?
He was.
He
was terrible. Him and Jim Carrey was the Riddler.
I love Batman Forever.
I was trying to think which one that was. Yeah.
I said he was terrible.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're
went,
right. He was just like, he was acting just crazy. He was never, you got to.
like looking at Jim Carrey like, I don't know, I'm going to do what he does.
Yeah.
I don't
never
care.
go full crazy.
Never go full carry. Yeah. I think I saw that one. Is that the one? Which Batman? Like, who plays
Clooney?
Batman in that one?
No, that's Val Kilmer.
Is that the one with Robin?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Chris O'Donnell, who plays Robin in both of them, but it's two different Batman.
Oh man,
correct.
The Batman cinematic universe is,
and Alfred is the same throughout all of those,
except for
Michael Caine.
Yeah. Oh, is he in the original?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's like whoever the first Alfred is, he's the one.
Okay.
Until Michael Caine.
This is the Robin series without the nipples on their
no, they
suits.
do have the nipples on the suits.
Okay, never mind.
Do you
Don't
have
really know where to go from there.
Do you have a favorite movie? You who don't
like just in general, a favorite movie?
And I feel like we've talked about this before, but I don't know if we've had an answer. Chris Watkins, not a big movie guy. In fact, he doesn't watch movies, but he was just looking at something really engrossed during the commercial break. It's fine. I'm not criticizing him or anything, but it's like, what are you looking at? Oh, my buddy just sent me a video about why the Vancouver Grizzlies left so soon. Okay. And I mean, he is just engrossed. Movies like, a video on why the Vancouver Grizzlies moved to Memphis.
I wish that wasn't so true, but it's 100% accurate. You show no lies. I mean, that's the problem is the movies that I would say are my favorite are like the comedy movie, like Superbad, like
what is your favorite movie?
Probably Step Brothers.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, my entire movie Rolodex is pretty much like that era comedies. And like, I don't like, it's the Rogan, the Will Ferrell movies. I've seen all of those multiple times, but like actual cinema, no, not really. If I didn't watch it in school, I probably didn't watch it.
Okay. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Lambert joins us on Sactown Sports. Hello, Lambert. Thanks for hanging. What's up?
Well, I was just calling to comment on the Kings roster. I think Ford should have made the roster. I'm a big fan of his. A big fan. And I think that he should have made it, and I hope he gets up in there because he can help them. He's been through a lot, and so he knows how to handle pressure very well. So I wish him well.
Thank you, Lambert. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, that was our guy during Summer League. We haven't talked as much about him today, but he's on a two-way.
He's on a training camp invite at the moment. I can get the official wording. Sean Cunningham put it out yesterday first. But he's officially on the training camp roster, and they have some open, like, guaranteed NBA roster slots, and I think they have one more two-way slot. So I think it's still just undetermined which one.
So he still hasn't necessarily made the team for this upcoming season.
Yeah, I would suspect he's probably going to get the two-way just because he's still got a long way to go in his NBA journey. He was just with Stockton last year, didn't get any time with the big club. So a two-way is definitely a step in the right direction and where he's trying to go. And he can absolutely earn a full-time contract. I think the Kings liked what they saw from him in the summer league and believe there's something there. But I mean, he's going to have to prove himself in training camp that he can fight with the big club.
If you look at the Kings roster and say, they could use another point guard.
Yeah.
He's not the guy. I want him to be on the team, and I think he deserves a slot, but I don't think he's proven enough yet where if you say, we need another point guard, Jordan Ford.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's still in that developmental
but,
slot for them. I don't think he's in the let's give this guy a real shot to see if he's an NBA player right now. I think
we raved about him all summer long.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he's a local guy, and I watched him in high school. He was incredible in high school here in Sacramento, and I obviously want to see him succeed with the hometown team, but, looking at it realistically, he's got a long way to go till we actually see him suiting up regularly for the Sacramento Kings.
And speaking of Jordan Ford, let's see here. Yeah, coming to you via the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop, and we're hoping Folsom Lake Ford becomes a thing at some point.
It's just too easy. I mean, he went to Folsom High, and obviously the Ford part of it, it writes itself. And if Folsom Lake Ford's hearing this, It's just the easiest thing you could do. I mean, it's easy money, and it's a great promotion. Maybe that could rival a pizza guy. So,
and thank you, Folsom Lake
Yes.
Honda. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Folsom
it.
Lake Honda.
What's stopping
Love
teams here? We were talking about the player participation policy.
Yes, the triple P, the
What's
PPP,
stopping teams from
policy.
Policy, Eddie. Oh. What's stopping teams from listing players as hurt to avoid the perception that they're resting healthy players? Let's see here. Under the 2022-23 operations manual is left to the team physician's medical opinion to determine if a player is injured and cannot play for one or more games. Under the PPP, team physicians will continue to determine if a player is injured. But to promote compliance with the new policy, the league has the right to investigate, including an independent medical review to determine the player's availability. An automatic league office investigation is triggered if the star player misses one or more games involving, your star player misses national TV or in-season tournament game, multiple star teammates miss same game, or inconsistent statements contradicting player status.
Does that mean there's going to be a load management cop?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly what it sounds like.
Oh, one last question.
Gonna be a great series on Netflix too. Back in 2019, the Clippers were fined $50,000 under this inconsistent statement provision. That's when Doc Rivers said after Kawhi Leonard was rested on the front of a back-to-back, he was rested, and they asked Doc Rivers what's going on. He said, "He feels great." And the league said, "Yeah, well, if he feels great, why is he not playing?" So they fined him $50,000.
I meant fine.
Yeah, I didn't mean okay. I mean, he's been better, but he's relatively okay. Like, yeah, I mean, to me, this is just going to be, I can imagine tons of coaches just saying, I'm just not going to say anything. I'm going to leave it to our medical staff, and I'm just not going to say anything because I'm afraid that I'm going to get the team in trouble.
To Christopher Lott's point, it sounds like you'll have to have investigators here because the league has the discretion to investigate based on the following: pattern of one-game road absences for star player, long-term shutdown affecting integrity of game, unusual, atypical, or other circumstances. So you're going to have a bureau of investigators on this, and they'll be comparing notes. Hey, did you watch the game last night? Where was LeBron? Yeah, I noticed that too. I thought that was suspicious. Well, how many games is that for him that he's done that? Well, let me see.
Let's get our top men on it.
This Gatorade is still cold.
That's incredible. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be ridiculous. It's hilarious to me that it automatically triggers once you miss, national TV games. If you miss some regional games, it's on our radar. But the second you miss a national TV
against
game,
the Wizards, we can look
it's
the other
fine.
way on
Okay,
that.
yeah, but that's people get hurt. People just you got to miss some games. Not everyone's going to play 82 games. You miss one of those national TV games, one of those in-season tournament games. Whoa. I saw you walking last Thursday, and now all of a sudden your limp is gone? Okay.
The part of this rule that I'm not really clear on is the rule, and this has been in place. This isn't a new rule, but they're reminding everybody about the fact that if you don't play, you're supposed to be visible to the public. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
And you've noticed that. That's why, you'll see shots of the bench. It's like, so-and-so is not playing tonight.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the league feels that's necessary. I guess because they don't want people to think that players aren't playing because they're out in Vegas.
Right.
Or I don't
guess. And maybe it's just you're still in the town, and
teams must ensure that healthy players resting for a game are present and visible to fans. If a team violates any of those rules, subject to a fine of $100,000 for the first violation, $250,000 for the second, and so on. But yeah, that is not a new rule. That was included in the 2017 PRP.
Yeah. Good luck telling LeBron that he has to travel to OKC tonight. Like, I think he'll just swallow that. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's so that fans can still get autographs, or during the game you can still say, "Oh, that's LeBron right there." Like, I guess there's some value in that, but
the
for the most
extent
part,
to
it
which
feels
this
ridiculous.
appears kind of heavy-handed is very surprising.
Yeah, the NBA's never. Yeah, that's a good point. The NBA is usually very player friendly, even with their rules. Like, there's tons of workarounds and stuff, but this seems very cut and dry that you must be at every single game, and even if you're not playing, you better have a good reason for it, and even if you're not, you still better be there. It just feels, I don't know, it feels like they're definitely trying to make an effort, but I just don't know if I just don't think there's any way of fixing this realistically.
It feels like a broad overstep, and a lot of it is for appearances to try to convince us that it's a very serious problem, and we're going to look at these. We're going to take care of this, and there are going to be unintended consequences, and in some cases, it may end up causing more problems than it fixes.
I think it will. I definitely think it will. I can foresee, like I said earlier, like I think people are going to sit out longer now because they don't want to risk this or anything like that. Like I just think there's no real way of enforcing this to its fullest. And, it's a good gesture. And the NBA, I can already picture Adam Silver at next year's All-Star game when he's asked this, saying, we've taken steps towards, eliminating, because frankly, load management was a really big talking point at last year's All-Star game. But, this is something that they can say they're taking steps in the right direction. And we're just trying to figure it out as this in-season tournament is new to the league. So.
Coming up next, 3 reasons why Aaron Rodgers will be back next year. And Christopher Law, do we have a story time available to us?
We always have a story time available.
Of course.
We might have stepped on it with the alien talk, but I'm surprised if there's another one.
It's all coming up next year. Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins. Sactown Sports.
Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other times, whether it's injuries, matchups, we've got to have some variety on the bench for coach to point to and say, go in there and help us win.
Tune into every Kings game this season
on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear tonight with overnight lows dropping down to around 60. Tomorrow will be sunny and warm with a high of 95. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Plumbing, electrical, heating and air, everything that makes your home your home. With Bonnie, you sure got that covered. And right now, get your air conditioner tuned up for just $79. Originally $129. Bonnie.com.
Bonnie!
The best cowboys and cowgirls in the country are coming to Marysville.
It must be rodeo time.
They're all coming for the Marysville Stampede PRCA Rodeo.
And we should be there too.
It's this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, at Cotton Russell Arena in Marysville.
Have they raised their prices?
No. Online tickets are good for Saturday or Sunday. Just $20 for adults and $10 for kids 4 to 12. The Marysville Stampede. It's this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Tickets on sale now at MarysvilleStampede.com.
Attention, all tool shoppers. Get ready for the biggest DeWalt sale event of the year at Fasteners Inc. Sacramento on Saturday, September 23rd. We're bringing you the best deals on DeWalt products you've ever seen for one day only, including impact drivers for $59, combo kits for as low as $179, and up to $2,000 off your order with instant cashback rewards. Again, that's Saturday, September 23rd only. Come on down and get better tools for better prices at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Find us at 6701 Power Inn Road and learn more at fastenersinc.net.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know? Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring today.
Oh, God, he's back.
Who's back?
The clown.
The naked one?
Yes, Giggles. He just drove on the lot in a new Kia.
What, does he want to trade it in?
No, he wants to show it off.
God, isn't he showing off enough? Oh, here he comes.
See what Elk Grove Kia did for me? That's service. That's why they got my business, not you.
Yeah, I think we've already seen too much of your business. Thank you.
Elk Grove Kia. Great service for everyone.
Elk Grove Kia has never made it easier for you to show it off. Don't worry about credit. No credit, bad credit, charge-offs, repos. Don't worry. Our team has over 100 years of experience. Others say no. Elk Grove Kia says yes. Get your next Kia today at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com and show it off today.
Elk Grove Kia.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
On Sactown Sports.
Guess where I'm going Saturday? You wouldn't like it. You wouldn't go. You would be caught dead.
You're going to see, I was going to say the Giants, but they're going on a road trip. You're going to go see the Oakland A's.
That's right.
One last time.
That's right.
Oof. Who are they playing?
As someone that's not a big baseball fan, I love going to the A's game.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a bad time there.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, Simone's right. The Atléticos y los Padres.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
My daughter's taken me for my birthday, which was a long time ago. But
yeah,
I was gonna say, hey, we got the same birthday.
That was many months ago.
Juan Soto,
birthday.
all
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
I actually got a birthday present yesterday. We celebrated my mom's birthday yesterday, and I got surprised with a birthday present. My birthday's not till October, but my girlfriend, my sister, and my brother-in-law
got you a book that you don't want to read.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Score
That's what I would deserve.
Score it.
You know what they got me? I do not deserve this
Some
at all.
moccasins.
I will be going December 10th to Las Vegas to see the Raiders against the Vikings.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty great present.
For your mom's birthday?
I thought that's what I thought was weird too. I was like, we were celebrating my mom's birthday, which my mom's birthday is Friday, so happy birthday, Mom. But yeah, and, they surprised me with tickets to the game on December 10th. So
well, good.
Excited for that. Yeah.
Not
to one up your great A's game or anything like that. But
that's okay. I'm going to Oakland to watch the A's. I'm going to Vegas.
The Coliseum,
Yeah.
Hey, in some ways the Coliseum is more of a wonder than Vegas is.
Mm-hmm. Well, good for you.
Good for you.
And it's something
good for us.
Good for all. You know what? Good for all of us.
Good for America.
Yes. Before we get to story time, just real quick here. Aaron Rodgers is still story today, especially now that he says it's darkest before the dawn, and I will rise.
Yes.
3 reasons why he will be back. One is as we said, I do think he honestly likes this team and likes being on this team.
Yeah.
And he likes being on this team and being the guy, the unquestioned guy. It makes him feel.
Yeah, definitely.
He loves it.
He loves it. He relishes it.
He loves it more than he thought he would love it.
Yes, I definitely think so.
Yeah. 2, they are a talented team, and now they have a whole season plus the offseason to figure out how to make the offensive line better too.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think offensive line would have been the storyline all year long, and that defense claims to be really incredibly legitimate. So, it would be it's a good time to showcase it. I mean, they're really going to need it this year.
Yeah.
So I like those 2 reasons so far. What's number 3?
And thirdly, you look at his post today where he said it's always darkest before the dawn, but I will rise again. And he had the picture of him running out on the field with the flag.
Yeah.
He loves that idea of doing that again.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll even have the flag again when he comes out on the field to play, having recovered from Achilles surgery.
I'm convinced. You just convinced me right there. Like, he's going to do it just for that moment, just so he could post it. And Aaron tries to act like he's not part of this digital age, but he's going to do it for the gram, if anything. I could see him literally coming back just so he can post that picture of him running back out. No, I mean, all power to him.
Motivation.
Exact. Whatever motivates him. Absolutely. Like, in all seriousness, like, I've spent pretty much my entire adult life hating Aaron Rodgers, sports hating Aaron Rodgers, and to a little extent, real life hating Aaron Rodgers. And like, I am rooting for him in this recovery. Like, it's really grueling. And, at the age that he's going to try and do it at, it's pretty unprecedented. And, I think it would be a really cool story to kind of have him come back. And if he could actually be good too, that would be awesome.
I really do like the path you guys traveled down, which is comparing NFL quarterbacks to superhero movie villains.
Yes.
But we have maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do that tomorrow. We got a short show tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Because you had Aaron Rodgers as Two-Face, right?
Aaron Rodgers' Two-Face is great. We got to figure out we
got time.
Yeah, we got time. Yeah.
Right now we've got story time with Judge Verlaud.
We interrupt this program for an important announcement.
It's that time of the day where Chris Verlaud gives you the stories that you need to hear. Or maybe not. Story time.
Okay, gentlemen, I've got a couple for you. We can go to China. We could go to New Zealand.
It's almost Chris's birthday, so he could pick.
Or we could go to Florida.
You know what? Let's go to Florida. Why not?
We're gonna end up
it's
there
all
anyway,
reliable.
you know how this works. Yeah.
All right. Clearwater Beach, Florida. This is courtesy of the Tampa Bay Times. Do you guys remember when Hurricane Idalia made landfall north of Tampa Bay?
Never forget it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last Wednesday, almost all the hotels on Clearwater Beach were empty after Pinellas County had issued an evacuation order 2 days earlier. Well, almost all of the hotels were empty, except for the 286-room Hyatt Regency Clearwater Beach Resort and Spa, which stayed open the entire time.
Sounds fancy.
They also sent emails and slid notes under guest doors saying, quote, "We have not been ordered to evacuate Clearwater Beach." Okay. They also added that the resort and restaurants would remain open.
Oh, geez.
Not only should the hotel have been evacuated because of an evacuation order, but they should have evacuated a day earlier when the National Weather Service issued a hurricane watch for the county. And that's due to a rule that would ease congestions when there is an evacuation order that hotels leave first.
Wow.
The Hyatt declined to answer why it told guests there was no evacuation order in place. And in a statement, General Manager Jeff Thompson deferred questions to local authorities and added, "The safety and well-being of our guests and colleagues is always a top priority, and even more so during natural disasters."
Doesn't seem like it.
Fortunately, no one was hurt, no one was killed or injured.
There you go. Do we have any idea what their occupancy was? But they did have guests, huh?
They had guests. It wasn't full, but there were guests of other hotels evacuating.
Oh,
and they're like, why is the
parking
restaurant still
full.
open? And why are people going to the hotel now?
Because Florida, that's why. Try and tell them what to do.
Yeah. Bottom line, it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, is that's exactly what those people are going to say. I mean, they're going to be like, see, I don't understand what all this fear was about. We stayed open and everything was fine. So y'all keep overreacting to these natural disasters, okay? We told you, everything's fine.
Yeah, while y'all was evacuating, I had a delicious chili cheeseburger in the restaurant. It was very good.
Peel and shrimp, half off.
Unsurprising that it's Florida, and very unsurprising that it's the Hyatt that decided to stay open. But
unless they are one of our sponsors, which
of course,
that's a fine. I mean, that is a
fine establishment.
Yes. I mean, it truly is. Yes,
it's a very fine establishment.
Yes,
which is why I'm not surprised that the people who stayed there were probably like, "You're not going to tell me what to do."
Yes, it sounds like a win-win.
Yeah, I mean, as long as everyone's healthy and no deaths, I think that's a victory. And hopefully next time they listen to the emergency service system.
Congratulations again, Chris, on your very bold prediction today. Your very bold Kings prediction.
You went way more bold than I did, so thank you for just once again opening the doors of this being a safe space.
It seemed like you had kind of what's the word when you have the moment of clarity and
an epiphany.
It's an epiphany. You had like, hey, forget all this conservative, couching it in reason stuff. 50+ wins.
Let's go for it. And then we had a caller on and say he's going for 52. I'm just tired of being safe. Tired of being safe. It's time to go for it.
Maybe you should go to Florida.
Maybe we should.
Tired of being safe. Thanks for being with us. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for listening to Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
And then I was selling.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5